I wonder who it could be. The kid.
That's great.
Alrighty.
Search.
Audio check. We should be all set.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
I threw Alex under the bus.
Oh, yeah. I heard
Okay.
some of that. I just want to make sure we're.
And then we heard that over the
Yeah.
speaker.
Yeah.
Should be. Should be good.
Cool.
I like the delay. That's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, now that we know the audio's all good,
Better than some of
More light.
the players here, or who aren't here.
that's
Not sure.
what it is.
God, heck, I'm
We gotta give Alex a hard time for not being on time.
Busted chops.
But we welcome you to episode 22 of Oceanbound, D&D on a Whim. Get everybody's cards out here so we know what's going on. Making Muck, I'll keep towards the center. Over here with Netlock. Norn we'll put over here. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to have the live chat open for Rumble, so definitely if you want to say anything with that, let us know. Just go there. Making sure I'm opening that up now. Boom. Yep, live chat is open on Rumble, so I'll look that way every once in a while. Of course, we're doing more of a show. You know, if you go to a play, they're not going to interact with you right on the spot necessarily. You're not going to be like, oh, hey, I really like that last scene. Tell me about this. Or, hey, you did something wrong. You're supposed to move 3 steps stage left, not 2. Read the script. So, obviously you wouldn't do that, so that's
heckling.
kind of where it is. Yeah, but it's funny because I watch some people who are like, I don't like some of the live streaming podcasts because they do that. I'm like, well, yeah, they're playing the game. It's okay. We thank you guys for joining us, though. But I will have it up here, and I'll glance over every little while, and I'll interact with you there. You do have to have a profile. I know a lot of people, like we have a bunch of people watching right now already, and nobody's chatting because a lot of people just watch and don't have an actual profile. It's okay, but it's great to sign up there. That's going to be our main platform, as they are working with us a lot better than some of the other platforms. Rumble's also growing in infrastructure, whereas some of the other ones are shrinking. So, I'd rather be on a ship on a rising tide than on a sinking ship. But that being said, join us on any platforms you like. We are on Rumble, YouTube. We're doing it on Twitter now. I've also got us on Facebook Gaming, and Twitch. So follow us where you like, and comment, and we'll get going from there. That being said, we'll get into the game. It's definitely too warm for here all day. As you guys have had an interesting day, you head back to your room on the day of the 29th day of Andra. Gathering in your room. Meanwhile,
Quiz is looking to get everyone together.
Quickly before we get into that, across the way, you guys are returning back to the inn for your last night's stay at this inn.
What is it?
It's to show you where your bed is. It's this horrific, undead, freaking
Spider cradle thing?
like mobile bed thing, but it's where your bed is currently located.
It moves around.
That's where your bedding
obviously.
is. Yeah, so you guys can move to wherever you want to be. Clearly.
Placeholder.
It's
And a delish
it's an
terror.
actual like it's an NPC.
That's not creepy Air Force nothing.
Gnarly.
It is definitely, but it's to to show where on the map you guys are as you guys gather up together. But as you guys all come together in the Dragon's Anchor across the way on the other side of the cove. In the Landlubber Inn, a musical performance fades out as a member of your party has been attempting to gather information on crews and work, teaming up with the team. Is that off? Oh yeah, it's off. Okay. Make sure that wasn't Alex locked out. Teaming up with Sondel, Amanita has been performing, moving end to end, group to group, camp to camp, trying to gather all the information that she can. Performance ends. On stage, there is a small bag opened up. People walk to the stage and drop coins into the bag. As Sondel looks over at Amanita, kind of laughs. They gather up instruments, picks up the bag, sets it on a nearby table, signals for the barkeep, brings over 2 glasses of wine, sets them on the table. Sondel looks into Amanita's eyes and says, "That song makes me think. I think about Corlon, the spark of magic, implanting the life of all the elves. The decades, the Dawn War, the erasure of everything that was. The rebuilding, change, the chaos, the wars across the land. I think of every little miracle that had to come together. I think of the ages it took for the troop, Mycella, to come together, for your papi and your mama to meet you, for you, Amanita, and Amalirina to come together. It's truly a miracle. And you've joined these seas looking for Augustus, your brother. You've ended up with a group of pirates who want nothing more than treasure. I don't think that they offer you what you're looking for. With the money we've raised over the past few days, we can get passage. I know a ship leaving tonight. You, me, Dewdrop, we can board the ship. We can head off to Solaris and find him, your brother, before whatever disaster that's following that crew infects your life. She smiles at him softly. They finish off their glasses of wine. They gather up the bag of coins that they have, and they leave the inn. Meanwhile, you guys are all gathered up over in the
Oh, hey, dude.
Drunken Anchor. Hila staggering in late.
Can't get here on time, just get here when you can, right?
Yeah.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I understand. Go fuck myself.
Yeah. That's what happens right here. Isn't it?
Um,
Just have to focus on it.
you said you wanted to gather everybody together.
Yes.
So everybody's kind of here. There's been, everybody's gathering up. You just encountered Lord Drakengard. Seems relatively upset. You then, you also encountered our Lord Drakengard seems to be relatively upset with you. You just encountered Laura Quinn. That's all. And you want to gather everybody up together. So you guys are all together in the inn. Your last
What did you tell you? Had a little chat with Laura Quinn tonight. Ooh. The odd thing is, she didn't seem mad or angry. She seemed sad, let down. She also told me that people have been buying the information about the rebuilding of our ship. Apparently they're waiting for when it gets done, waiting for us to come out. She also told me that there's a drow ship specifically looking for me. I'm planning tomorrow to do some research on a ship called the Eyecatcher. I only tell you this because I feel some sense of gratitude towards all of you for picking me up out of the ocean. And the same with the Black Betty. Though we have parted ways, it doesn't seem as though at least one of the crew is more saddened than mad. Though she said that they'll be waiting for us. Now I don't know what sort of ship the Eyecatcher is. That's what I'm going to research and find out. But they're waiting for the 32nd. When our ship's done, they're gonna blow it out of the sky. So
5th. We're at 5th.
what?
The
said the 22nd.
32nd is when they're going to show up. I said the 22nd, and I meant the 32nd, but I just couldn't read my writing. I rewrote it. The Eyecatcher is going to show up on the 32nd, but your ship's not going to be done until the 5th.
Okay, then that, just after that then? Or before?
There's 42 days of each month.
Okay, so
There's 4 10 days
Another
and then 2 days in the very
15
center.
days after that?
Yeah, it's like a 10-day, and it's 4 10-day weeks, but because gods are fickle and change things and fight and days get created and suns stop in the sky and things happen, you've got 4 10 days, but then in the middle of each 2 days, the gods slowly started creating more days, so now it's technically a 10-day, an 11-day, an 11-day, and a 10-day week.
Nice. Guys are stupid.
So I wanted to let you know
They get smited.
that the ship and the crew and the captain of the Black Betty are here looking for another crew, so they are in competition with us, looking for a crew. Not sure what they want another crew for. Maybe to make it more difficult for us to find a crew for our ship.
Well, they're looking for a crew for your ship because they plan on taking the ship. It's
Okay.
kind of what Laura Quinn
Okay.
hinted at, and they're looking for also some more expendables for their ship.
So I'll say that as well.
Yeah. So
So, with that, if you wanted to part ways with me because of this Eyecatcher searching for me, then I'll quietly leave you alone.
When you bring this up, quiz, I can only think that, man, it's going to be really difficult trying to find a crew for 3 ships. Of anything that is in pursuit. There are many days between here and then.
I don't tell you this to make you afraid. I tell you this to make you aware.
Of course.
I like me a good challenge. That's what I'm all about. But I don't think that y'all need to be risking yourselves over whatever this eye catcher is just because of me.
Any chance to put some zrao beneath the water is a good chance I'll take.
Here.
But fucking A. I suppose that'd be an awesome challenge, then, wouldn't it?
Well, and even then, we don't know anything about him yet.
That's it.
Could just be a big scary thing.
And on the matter, I'm going to be figuring it out.
We could probably alleviate a lot of our stresses at sea with some reconnaissance. They will be here the 32nd, and then we will have a couple of weeks, or week and a half, to handle them prior to our ship being flyable.
I find it difficult to handle stuff properly on this island.
No, but I don't think that the eye catcher will necessarily want to remain docked.
No, and despite whatever research any of them do, if they find out what we're having done to the ship or not, like, we're going to have the smuggler's banner. So in our best bet, it's going to be to transport the fuck out of here as soon as we can.
Blip randomly, and then they cannot
Because
catch
at that
us.
point, yeah, there's no way that they could specifically track where we're going, and we're faster and more agile than hypothetically than anybody that's going to be chasing us.
And that's, of course, it's an airship. Like
That's
I
what-
said,
that's what I said, hypothetically.
I don't know what sort of ship it is. It's
Right,
that's just one thing
that's the
I
knock on it.
tasked myself
Ship.
to find out tomorrow.
5 miles out at sea, close to the surface, will be really hard to see, even from an airship, if it is one. I think that just our ship alone, we have a good chance of escape. But,
True, but
you know,
another thing I was thinking is, we got 2 ships now looking to put us under the water. If we don't have a crew that is practiced and proficient in working together, we don't stand a chance.
that is also true.
So just coming up with a bosun here and a mate there, and we use you as a stand-in captain if our captain's not here, then I don't think that crew stands a chance. We need a crew that's worked together before, specifically, preferably on an airship. Now, again, I don't think that I have much say in what we do for crewing the ship, but that's my opinion.
I would say, Metlock speaks up. Again, I've read many a book, and I've come to understand a good bit
There's a lot of difference between books and bullets.
about. True. I am more than willing to have a good captain brought aboard a ship, but I think I would be capable of captaining a ship. I feel that I'm relatively observant. For instance, I do observe that when we are investigating, is it engineering and the Simic scientists, you didn't really mention anything you'd found out about either of them.
Because I haven't really found out anything specific.
Just
If you
noticed.
if you wanted to know,
Well, he's all smart now with his fancy hat.
you
It's true.
could ask me, and I could tell you if I've had any contact with him.
Have you had any contact with, is it engineering or the Simic scientists? You joined us aboard the Child of Seth, but the other days, I mean, you just...
Like I said, I don't. It doesn't seem like I really have much say in the crew of the ship.
Well, I'm the captain, and I disagree with you. So, If you don't have a say and you are right, then what I'm saying doesn't matter. But since I'm the captain of the ship and I say that you do have a say, then I'm going to say that I'm right. Everybody in this room,
I'm very confused.
everybody in this room has a say. Everybody in this room is important to this crew. Everybody in this room is part of this ship. We all earned it equally. As far as I'm concerned, everybody here has an equal share. I'm not trying to pull that captain gets 5 shares thing. I think all of us get an even cut of everything. And equal pay, equal say. We're just as involved as we are.
I don't think that, since I haven't been with you as long, you found me bob around in the ocean like a cork.
Yeah.
I have an immense amount of gratitude for that you picked me up. But I've never felt like I really belong here. Don't know if I've ever actually really belonged anywhere, so I suppose I don't know really what that would feel like.
You're speaking to a celestial descendant who plays the war gong in a land he's never been to.
You're a celestial
I don't
descendant.
belong
You
here.
found me in the frickin' dumpster. We're about the same.
They actually pretty much found me in a dumpster as well. The 3 of these people who I found saved me from a pretty bad situation. Pretty sure with the surgeries they were trying to get me to perform and with the exposure to blue rot that they were trying to get me to cure, that if they didn't help me escape, I probably have died to blue rot by this point.
Hey, I will always be in your debt.
In addition to that, I feel that you were instrumental when we found ourselves lost and blind on the Forever Seen Hills. That
I
without
thought
you,
it was useful. And then, just as much as I felt useful there, I felt unnecessary at the Majin.
I watched you hack them up pretty good. I feel like that was a close battle, and if you weren't as good, again, I apologize immensely for having caught you in that spell, but
I'm difficult to see.
I didn't know you were there at first. I did notice you were there, and you were kind of laughing, and I held it for a couple of seconds. I do apologize. I was like, oh, I should let this drop. Okay, I'll let it drop. I do apologize for that. It's just, there was a lot of them that weren't hitting us. You weren't hitting them, but there was a lot of them not hitting us for the moment. I felt that it was kind of good if...
I understand that you did what you felt you had to do. So then I appreciate it if you understand that I do what it is that I feel I have to do.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think that you should feel that you're not part of the crew, because you're as much a part of the crew as any of us. You helped us take the ship as much as any of us. You sat on top of that balloon for days doing recon for us.
Is that true?
You
Not
set
doing
up
shit.
the entire
I
plan.
love doing this shit.
Without that, we wouldn't have... I mean, you're the one who came up with the plan that got us the ship. Our other plan was to war from the Black Betty, which wouldn't have put us in a position for, you know, guns a-blazing over here to say, hey, this is our ship now.
Is that true?
As far as I care, you're as important, if not more, than anybody else on the
I do appreciate it, but as far as knowing how to judge what a crew is and how it works together, might be more useless. I honestly defer to you, for you are much more experienced in things such as this. I've never been on the ocean until I finally got the bag off my head and the ship rolled over. Never seen anything quite like that before. It's fucking amazing.
No. The rest of us have.
Oh, I found out
A couple
also
weeks on
that
that?
that hurricane was a controlled weather kind of a situation.
On purpose.
Yes.
That makes sense. It was
The
rough.
crew seemed really surprised that it came out of near nowhere.
It
The thing is,
got us twice.
I don't see why the eye catcher and whoever's crewing it, drow of some sort, I'm going to find out, would be so upset if they leave a little trinket on a slaver ship with me. And it just so happens that I come in possession of said trinket before the frickin' ship sinks.
This trinket?
So I was gonna say, that's the first you mentioned of that.
Question mark?
What's going on there?
He's just a little chest. Fine chest. Down on tail. I suspect they're looking for this.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Again, I don't think that all of you should pay for what I do. They spent a lot of time looking on the ocean floor for this thing. Well, funny enough, they didn't find it.
Serves them right. They could have just boarded the ship and then taken it.
Well, I still want to know who the hell did the hurricane. And then,
Well, they 100% can't take it back from you here,
That is true.
or maybe they can.
I don't know.
We got our chest back.
I've heard that the
Well, this has officially been in his
the Simic
possession
scientists
now for a
can knock
while.
you out, and now they haven't hurt you. And then they can take you out beyond the protections of this island, and they can do what they want with you. The Simic science eat your brain.
I don't
But
want to get my brain in.
if
Is that proven?
no, it's rumors.
That
It's
people-
just
I mean, I
rumors.
believe them.
It's just-
Absolutely.
this-
But I mean,
this
has
is
it
how-
been proven?
I've tried multiple ways for the way that I do things, and it doesn't work here.
Right.
So something like that, I don't know. So it could work.
It seems pretty hostile to me to move someone against their will.
But they have no will at that point now, do they? The thing is that it
There's some
picks,
gray areas there.
it picks your brain
Really
and,
gray.
and it goes about your intentions. I've never encountered anything quite like that. It's quite amazing.
I mean, mind control magics are always considered hostile, things of that nature. I would peg it, place it on the same pedestal.
Not if you're put to sleep by a poison from a frickin' pufferfish or something.
I suppose if you are out
That
picking
wouldn't-
up a bufferfish, just like, what is this bufferfish? And then all of a
Oh, I got
sudden,
poked.
you're nabbing. Of course, that is a whole other
But
thing.
if
But
that-
still moving an unconscious body, I think it's still gray area.
Apparently, it's possible.
Most
Magic
people just
seem to be
leave.
pretty black and white.
Most
Ingesting an adulterated substance
We
seems like
found
it's
a
harmful.
loophole, kind of, where if somebody relinquishes possession, you can just pick it up and be like, actually, it's mine, and then suddenly, it technically, legally, is yours.
that is very black and white.
That's very black and white. So if it's something gray area, there's a gray area that we found.
Well, that's a weird gray
What do you
area
want
because
from me?
we didn't do anything that wasn't bad. We didn't do anything bad. We just took back our stuff. We didn't.
Well, I did pick it up.
That is true. They not think they were going to get to the bottom of that one.
They
In
weren't happy about
retrospect,
it.
Probably
I don't-
told them we just picked
I
it
think
back.
that they're looking at us less than favorably. I don't think there's any bridges burned there.
Have you ever eaten brains, Doran? Is that something that you guys do?
The pause.
What? Who?
I mean,
What
I
are
could
you
answer the question like that. The pause there makes me not
Just-
want you to
It's
answer the
just kind of
question.
Shifty
I
eyes.
don't know.
Shifty
I
eyes.
thought you were asking me like it's like I thought you were asking me off to the
Ned will
side.
just like look
Oh.
at you, and he says out loud, "Have you ever eaten brains, Noan? Is this a practice
Can
of
you
the
just
Simic?"
ask people if they've eaten brains?
No.
I feel like that is a great conversation starter.
It's very forward.
Well, he does the same things they do,
That's true.
but this is why a lot of people think that we're moving around with a member of their crew.
Eating brains.
Why they think.
No. That's just kind of random.
Are you sure?
But
No.
Are you throwing a race card at me?
Not at all.
I mean,
If you-
Not
I mean, a little bit probably.
Absolutely.
if you had
not
happened
at
to
But it's
ask
not
me
uncommon.
if I ate brains, within one breath, I could have told you no.
Oh, well then no.
So then,
What was that?
so then it takes
What-
it takes you a while to figure this one out. It's not a complicated question.
No, I have not. It just threw me. Well, off to the side, it just threw me off. He was asking me like I thought he was asking me like in my background somewhere.
No.
So that just threw me.
Well, in your background too, but in your I know in your background, no, you've never.
No,
eaten.
no.
And you would know that the Simnic don't like just
No,
randomly
we're not.
eat brains. You're thinking that that's sort of a way for them just to keep people who they're uninterested in with from
At bay, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, so scary.
And I'd probably convey that to you that that's probably just to
Spooky ghost.
just to keep to keep people away. To
I
just,
think that'd be
so they can be left alone.
more along the lines of the Eternals doing something like that.
As a ruse, then.
Mm.
Well, they're pretty good at making it convincing. Scary conversation.
Then I suppose that their strategy's working.
It is
Wanting to
absolutely.
work very well.
But
So, I am Captain Betty White. We have no
Betty
crew.
White.
Betty White.
Yeah, they were.
We have no crew.
They were
Um,
Oh no!
We have a ship that can teleport waiting for us outside of this barrier. We have another ship of unknown means and making coming looking for you.
Let's figure out if that
and
shit can
us.
fly. I think that's pretty important.
But it is definitely high on my list of figuring the fuck out.
So, if nothing,
We still got like 3 weeks here, almost 2 weeks.
also, I know the range. Black Betty is right at the edge of the barrier from where we were seeing it. If we try to leave, you've got the dome, and you've got Black Betty, and you've got cannons, which can get us. Plus, they can teleport, so if we leave that way, they can teleport and engage with us, and then we're in it. If we go straight up, they're going to fire on us for a moment until we're out of range. That might be our best bet, but there's
Exactly what I was
still
thinking.
this dome is
Get high and high.
maybe 300 feet tall. We're going to get hit with an onslaught of cannonballs for at least a moment before anything goes, if they have any serious things. Black Betty doesn't have cannons, so that's good, but depending on what this other ship has. My other concern is how involved and how much they want to stop the ship. Because we've seen them teleport pretty precisely right on top of a land. What if they teleported on top of our balloon or teleported on the deck of our ship and just dropped us right down to the water, and then we had to deal with them? Who knows what they could do?
are you suggesting then that we deal with the Black Betty before the eye catcher even arrives?
I think we have a feel on how to get these people cured.
Problem is, here you can't capture them to killing. Not even if
Well, I was.
it is just it's purely a mercy mission. It doesn't work here.
I was adjusting my hat, scratching at my head a little bit, and it came to me. What do you know about this, like, poison, neurotoxin?
Exactly what I was thinking. We got a guy that could allegedly do
Do
that
you
stuff.
think maybe you could talk to the Simic and see if... From what I hear, there has been occurrences in taverns where people have offended certain members of the Simic, and they have clouded or sprayed, or they described it as vomiting this toxin on them, and then the person was unable to move for hours. But it was a defensive thing, it wasn't hostile, didn't actually cause them damage, so maybe you can look into that and we get some sleep vomit, toss it on a member of Black Betty, get him in a cage,
Sleep vomit, that's the thing, right?
throw some spells at him, see what we can't find out.
I love it.
I'm down.
It is a plan.
You've heard of toxins and neurotoxins, and you've dealt with them doing things where, like, there's points where like you woke up and you couldn't move at all, like you felt your whole body was paralyzed as they were like grafting things onto you. You became conscious, but were still sedated in other ways.
It's probably bad.
Before my conversation with Lorquin, I figured the Black Betty would be just hammers and destruction coming after us. But after talking to her, I get the feeling that that's not what she wants, but she's doing it.
From what you've described, they seem to be much more interested in carrying on their mission. And acquiring the ship that we had acquired from them seems to be an important goal in facilitating
I
that.
know that we pissed the captain off when we killed his body. I suspect that's why he's waiting for the fight.
But if they get that ship, they can do whatever it is they're doing way faster than they were before.
Exactly.
And I think that's the ship's goal, despite the crew.
You don't. Can you grab me while you're posting?
Absolutely.
Actually, can you grab me two just so I can top off and get
Two?
them out?
Just one of those watermelon or apple dews in there. I'll take one.
Is there actually an apple?
Only the watermelon.
Motherfucker.
All right.
Oh, hey, I'd really like it if you got here in time.
Fuck you guys. I'm sorry, we don't have that stocked.
Obviously, we're out of that one.
Clearly, we're out of that one, unfortunately. It's good though. So maybe we could do that. But also, if they're looking for a crew, it might be good that we make progress on this. And we make sure that we focus daily on building our own crew.
Thank you.
Focusing on another. Everybody give me an insight as well.
You got another one?
Everybody,
I got a few of them.
give me an insight.
Just stick those up your ass and walk in your elbows.
That's fine. I wouldn't be looking like you.
Hey, at least you can roll though.
Alright.
Inside is a 9.
Okay, twice yours. Oh, inside?
Yeah.
21?
Big four.
Dirty 20.
9. The two of you guys notice, and you'll notice this with the 9 just because also, but you'll notice that Net seems to be like much more well spoken and more deliberate in a lot of what he's saying today. Just seems to kind of be just stepping into this captain role, like he just kind of it's the ideas man now. Definitely like a night and day versus the other day, and he's got a fancy new hat.
I was going to say, do we know his fancy new hat is making him specifically smarter, or do we just notice the change in him?
No. Eli's been handing out gifts. Eli gave him a hat, and he seems to be fancy pants, smart pants.
He's confident now.
Captain Fancy Pants.
So weird.
Put on his hat.
Amazing what a little bit of confidence can do.
So, just real quick, just to kind of help me catch up a little bit. I don't mean to take away.
No, you're good.
When you so, what is your character? Because you
He's
came in
a-
after I took
He's
off.
a halfling Lightfoot. And where you guys all met him was
Just bound on the ocean.
bobbing on a plank in the ocean.
After a hurricane,
After a
almost
hurricane.
sunk your ship.
Oh, okay.
Did sink his
It
ship.
did sink the ship that he was on.
That was
Somebody summoned it on top of it.
That was our second hurricane, though, right? That was the second one.
That was like
that we've dealt with.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was our
the-
second
yeah.
hurricane.
Yeah, you guys had a other hurricane thing, but this was the first like severe badass hurricane that almost sunk the Black Betty. Actually, like damaged you guys pretty heavily, and sunk his ship. And now he's saying, "Well, I'm pretty sure somebody summoned it on top of me, like literally on top of the ship. Well, not on him, but
The thing is with him is he got captured, is how he got there. He was in Jernhill. Underestimated the cunning of the Jernhill Thieves Guild spellcasters, got captured by them, bagged, tagged, stuffed, sent to the freaking shore, put on this ship, sent out. Didn't know what sort of ship this was. It's a slaver ship. Come to realize eventually. But then, being very captured on this, was working on his plan on how to get out, undo his binds, take his freaking thing off. But they hadn't fed him or given him water in days. And then the hurricane happens. So, of course, you're in the middle of the hurricane, everybody's fighting, the freaking ship's going crazy. He escapes his binds, escapes the room, the cell, basically, that he was in. And at that time, the ship actually does a barrel roll and rips the mainsail right out of the ship, mainsail and mast. So here's the ship sinking. Sees a little trinket chest thing. I'll take that in case I live. And swims up the surface and manages to get caught a couple days later, found by these guys.
Well,
also it's a very, very nice sealed chest, which seemed to be waterproof, which was another thing, is because you're in the ship that's like upside down and you're like escaping through the bottom of the hole and it's filling up and you're like, hey,
It's
this
just kinda
little
floating
box
around.
is floating. I'm not that big, and this is kind of, yeah, in case of emergencies, your chest can be used as a flotation device.
Exactly what I was thinking. It's like, if this works, I'm going.
That's part of it as well. But
Sure.
also, it was a really, really nice
like-
chest. When somebody puts that much work into making the outside of the chest look good, you're like, whatever's inside of it.
It's just,
It's like I just sells the chest itself.
you know, if I'm gonna die, I'll die with a cool chest on me, and if I live, I have a cool chest. So either way, that's kind of the way it was. So, yeah.
But yeah. And then you guys find him floating on a plank. He kind of joins along. Black Betty, you weren't there at the time because you kind of just came back, so you don't know a lot about him. So there's not a whole lot. So you kind of just showed up in the midst of this heated battle and are just like, oh, hey, I'm back. And so you guys really haven't interacted or talked at all.
Okay.
He's a little on guard of you. You're a little on guard. You did make mention that. At one point when you were watching the chaos of the magics, that you specifically made sure when you summoned your spells that it was away from, allies. But, that's just kind of where you are. So the stuff
Okay.
that he's delving, it's not that you've missed it, it's that he's literally just now telling you guys,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
somebody summoned this. Like no one else
Okay,
knew that
okay.
until he just said that.
Yeah, it was,
You're good.
sucks when you miss like every session for like 3 months.
Right? Work. What do you do?
But
Yeah.
you weren't there, so it's okay. Because if you don't know something,
I
just
know.
be like, "Wait, tell me again about that," because I wasn't
Fuck, did that
here.
fit in?
Yeah.
When you weren't here, like Norrin wasn't here either. Norrin was with his god and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah. Over the past few days, he's been here, but literally it's just been. And I pretty much gave the breakdown. You've been moving around. Investigating, trying to get set up with.
What you'll notice about him
so-
is he's hard to notice. He can just disappear like a fart in the wind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's happened daily as well. But So, anyway, so Net, with his fancy hat, will say, I feel that we should lock down, think of at least one crew to work on, and then find out any other information that we can get on salvaging and rescuing the crew of the Black Betty. Be it information on illithids, information on mind flayers, information on their the way they work, their building. I know when we spoke to the master, that thing, when it brought us together, it wasn't the captain. There's something else below the hull.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is what Quiz and I were able to deduce as well.
It was locked down there.
It talked about taking the Forever Scenes Hills to make a colony. If we could find out what that means to mind flayers, that might be a good thing to look into. If we could find a way to neurotoxin some allies, or maybe...
Not so much allies, it's just the crew of the Black Betty.
Well, I still consider them allies. They weren't hostile to us. They're under the control of another creature. I feel like we should at least salvage them.
I would not have thought of them as allies until I spoke with Lorcan. I asked her directly, and the way that she dodged the question made me realize that she couldn't answer the question.
I think that this creature, for whatever sick reason, likes to emulate whatever personality they are or they have. I don't think that any sort of hesitation that is acted out by the diplomat is real concern or sadness either way. There is a sadness to them.
Her job is a politician.
There is a sadness to them, and
So-
I
so
think that.
Do you disagree with what I say?
So I think that it's calculating. I think that it wants you to
Was it?
believe in.
Do you think it wasn't Lorcan I was talking to?
I don't. I think you are speaking directly to whatever it is
why
controlling
the
them.
fuck would he give me this information? Now, was it false information?
I don't think that it's false.
I would have to disagree to an extent. I didn't find much information about how to heal, but one thing I did find was that generally thralls, as they refer to them, like slaves.
I
are
asked her point
mindless.
blank if she liked being a thrall, and the way that she sidestepped it was that she didn't wish to even address the question. And upon further reflection, I was thinking maybe it's because then the captain would know that she was talking about it.
I feel that in my dealings with people, in my understanding, decent, yeah. There were different personalities there. There was a difference between them. They were different creatures. I even feel that there was, especially with Osnik, I feel like there was something he was trying to say so many times, that some memories within him.
I think he was pretty direct.
I think he was hitting the nail on the head, absolutely.
So
But he listened to the bird.
if that's the case, then if there's a fragment of them left that is being controlled, I feel like we try to fix that fragment.
I agree.
Even if we just find one of them, even if it's maybe not Osnik, that might be the worst decision. Because if we get Osnik free, he can't really tell us very well what it is that's going on.
We always have to get creative, but I also feel
But
like
does he
he
not
has been
speak?
telling us the entire time.
Does
That is a
Osnik-
horrifying creature,
Does
unlike anything we have ever seen.
Does Osnik not speak?
And this is how we
He's
all
the,
Why would he not?
Osnik is the
Kenku.
Kenku. Kenkus they're cursed. They don't actually have the ability to have a language of themselves. They can only speak through mimicry.
I read somewhere that apparently that they changed that in the books recently.
And they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
I'm never changing that back in.
Heard.
I just want to. I'm like,
Understood.
just yeah, because they removed racial languages and all that stuff, and they
They made it more customizable.
they did a lot of really great things. I like the customization options for like being like cool. Like you don't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna play a rogue. What 5 races have a good dex bonus so that my rogue isn't garbage?
Yeah.
Instead, you can be like, what do I want to play, and then you apply your skills. Because like, why can't an orc be dexterous?
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
why can't whatever?
I
you know,
can
so-
give you out 6 reasons.
yeah, but so I like that. But then they took away their mimicry and added in their ability to just copy handwrites and then like mimic certain things, but they still have a normal language. No, I'm not rolling with that. I'm keeping the original that they're cursed and they can only speak through mimicry.
It's an interesting challenge.
Fun to play.
Yeah, kill mist. See what happens.
Well, they also brought the little tiny bird along too that I saw.
Aiken.
Egan.
The owl? Oh,
Little
yes.
baby
Aiken.
bird.
We love a relationship with that bird.
That was the exit we got off at. There's a town in Switzerland called Aiken, or I hear off Sarah, Germany. But
Aiken.
yeah, and every time I saw the sign, that's how I'd say it.
Aiken.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aiken. That's nice. he is from Switzerland. Not really though. At all. Aiken wouldn't be easy to capture. What with I mean, he's a druid. You've seen him change
Just
slightly.
get a net.
I know, but then if he turns into a bug, scurries off.
You slap him. Like you was a button.
If you want to kill
Let's
him.
say I have Muck help me. Druid on druid action.
But what then? So we have
So who's fucking who? Ah, the one with the bigger penis.
we have
I hadn't gotten that far yet.
we have 3 solid days till theoretically shit hits the fan.
Oh. Hypothetically.
So
Shit
I would
is
say
what-
maybe
What the
let's
fuck are we gonna do for 3 days?
find a crew.
Well, I was gonna say is like I thought you had some reading to do.
Find the crew.
Not reading, it's
do some
research. There's
Research, reading.
not reading. They can't read around here. There's fucking secret keepers. Get all the shit.
Is that true?
I gotta go look for somebody who knows stuff.
Yeah.
Do we want to look into the secret keepers? I'd be interested.
Let's try.
We could probably knock off a few things because if we get
Don't
the,
strike me as someone who could crew a ship that's going to be stuck in battle the instant it leaves port.
We don't know because they are
You're not
secret.
gonna tell that right away. Or that could be a draw. Who knows, man?
Well, I might know somebody that knows somebody here. I can go talk.
All right.
I can go talk to them and see.
do
Are
we
we
want
investigating
to
them?
That's what I was
Look
gonna say.
at
If we want to come
the
up with
secret
a,
keepers? So for the 30th, we investigate the secret keepers. We find out if we can get some sleepy puke, and we do what we can about saving the crew of the Black Betty and building the crew of Betty White and fighting the crew of the Eye Catcher. Can we just give him the trinket?
I'll leave before that.
No, it's fine. I don't know how. It's a trinket. Trinkets are nice.
It is.
I don't know what
It is.
what you mean by
But
trinket.
they're willing to send an entire ship after my happy ass to get it back. It's badass trinket.
Well then, yes. Just remember that you said they're willing to send an entire ship.
To be fair,
To be fair.
There are people after me as well for trinkets that I have. So
It's not a trinket. That is a devastating weapon.
it's a trinket.
What's a fucking trinket?
It's
Fuck
a-
off.
I have this too.
You're like-
music box.
Pulls little things like this is a trinket. It does nothing. It just looks
don't
good
know
and it
that.
dangles, and when I'm performing it,
One man's trash is
Flashes.
another man's treasure. That's what
right.
they say.
This doesn't steal souls.
I don't
Trinkets
know.
don't steal souls.
No, I do know exactly
You know
what you're
exactly.
talking
What?
about.
Who? Oh, all right. Okay.
Is it trinket?
You talking
I'm-
about your flare? Sorry.
He looks fantastic, Norin. Shut up. You're jealous. Go play
I'm
with your
sorry. I just
rod.
wear my flare. I don't embed it in my body.
Whatever.
You just keep us warm.
I'm going to sleep then, if that's our goal, and see what I can find out tomorrow. Has anybody heard anything from Amanita?
Are you
I've been
trying
trying
to send messages?
send
and
messages and I
she's-
haven't heard anything from her.
I might go and try and find her tonight, maybe.
I'll go look. I wasn't planning on doing no sleeping tonight anyway.
Same. As always.
I would say maybe get a little sleep.
Of course.
I'll get enough.
Same.
I feel that maybe tonight's the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. There may be 3 nights of good sleep we have ahead of us. That who
I
knows
agree.
what's going to happen after that.
But
we might.
I can't
Look back.
I can't make my brain shut off. All I do is lay there and think anyway. I might as well go out. See
Yeah,
what
we
happens.
get 2 doses. All right. Well then,
I say that's a good idea. Let's see if you can apply that second dose somewhere.
So yeah, unless there's anything else you want to do, we can. You guys want to go out looking around?
Yep.
Okay. What do you want to do on the night of the 29th to go looking for Manita?
Well, I know that she was performing a lot with the Sun fellow,
Sundell.
Sundell.
Well then, that makes it pretty easy where we need to look.
Start looking for music and his flashy self. Ask around, maybe toss a little bit of coin. I can do that.
Absolutely.
I found that coin has an obnoxious value on this island.
Wherever she is, I have gifts for her and do that. So, needs to find them. Go out looking. Probably start with the place that I knew Sundell was performing at last.
The last place you saw Sundell performing would have been at the Sailor's Ale House, which is right here, next to where you guys are sleeping.
I better say she's not there.
But you can go start there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Again, so you go to Sailor's Ale House, and you notice, again, as you walk up, there's a sign out front that says Sailor's Ale House. The sign is just splattered red, and you're seeing just little bits of like meat on the ground, maybe like old rotten stuff, just there. You go in, and there is a human who is tending to the bar. Sees you guys come in, nods at you, cleaning a cup.
Very blue.
You are very blue.
Long red hair.
It's
Just long red hair.
so sad.
I can't help myself.
Why are you blue? You were always blue, right?
Wild
No.
man.
Oh.
He used to look like that, but now everything except for that tuft of hair is
Just
Blue.
She took some
Blue.
drugs.
Blue.
We're dealing with side effects.
Oh, so you look like me.
Kind of.
Gotcha.
Except for it's just like there's no variation, there's no nothing. It's just all just the same color blue, like
Yeah.
literally like her eyes and everything exactly the same color,
Yeah.
teeth, everything, just like
Very,
she was
very
just somebody grabbed her by the hair and dipped her
dipped in blue
paint, and she's just blue, except for her hair.
Sorry to trouble you, but could we ask you a couple questions?
Probably.
Have you seen that wonderful performer, Sunzel, was it?
Sondel. Yeah, he's come through. Packs the place pretty well. Gets people excited. They drink. I make money.
Is he not playing tonight?
No. I guess he was on the south most of the day.
Does he ever kind of give you a schedule, maybe, of his performances?
He should be here tonight, but he's not. Not really sure where he went, but people, if they don't have to be here, a lot of times they'll bail. So if he's making coin down the south side, he's not going to stop making coin to scurry on into my joint.
Of course. That is understandable. Well, thank you for your time.
But if you want, performances are always welcome. You can set up on stage and play and see what happens. I mean, people will probably be interested. Keep the games going. Long night ahead of us, but a lot of the people stay here throughout the night. There are people who can't adjust their schedules because they're night crew.
Of course. Well, I will tell my captain. I know he is quite the performer. Maybe we will come by sometime.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. She will take the gold piece out. So, this is just a gift for your time to you. I relinquish ownership. Slide the boots on.
Thank you. Toss it in a little box behind him. Goes back to cleaning some stuff up.
I got all the info I need. Quiz?
Okay.
Quiz? But, oh shit! Alright, let's go.
You need to pay more attention.
Sorry. It's hard to see you.
Who all's going to the south side of the island?
Us too.
Just the two guys? You guys are you're gonna sleep.
I'm gonna go see some people about some people, I guess. Do some-
You know how those people are.
Sweet. And go talk to a man about a horse.
That means peeing. I don't think he's gonna go pee.
Could.
I mean, he could. He doesn't have to leave the inn for that. They have
That's true.
places.
Go see a man about a dog.
Sure. How about a horse with no name?
A lot of guys, a lot of animals. It's fine. You guys head to the south side.
Moving on up.
When you get to
That's what I was going to say. That's the east.
Close enough.
there is the Lawmakers Inn and the Landlubber Inn. The Lawmakers Inn will be the first one you guys come across. It's the Lawmakers and the Landlubbers.
It's got the wettest teeth.
Um,
I said it's got the whitest teeth.
the Lawmakers?
Yes. That I come across.
As we approach the lawmakers and try and send a message. Amanita, can you hear me?
Nothing?
Oh, I should. I think she's more difficult to get hold of than I am.
At this point, apparently, we ask around. I would hate to have to go swimming out to the Black Betty just to sink it because Amanita is missing.
I'm down.
You and I do love to get into trouble.
You're asking around. You'll see somebody who looks to you. Eye patch over the left eye, black glove on the left hand. And just goes.
Just kind of walk over.
Chris is not going to join. One-on-one with them is best, I'm sure.
She'll come over.
You're looking for your friend?
this? Sandra? Amanita?
Amanita and Sandow. I would love to help you.
Maybe this? She'll hand over a platinum piece. Will help you? Help me?
Is this for me?
This is for you.
Wonderful. It's platinum piece enough. However, I only trade for secrets. I will take your platinum piece as well.
So sounds like I don't got any secrets.
What's that?
I only trade for secrets.
Okay.
Tell me something I don't know, and I'll tell you something you don't know. And in that moment, we will grow stronger.
I carry an artifact that sends souls to a powerful Jinn. Tao, if we're technical.
Interesting. Sandel and Amanita boarded a ship about an hour and a half ago. Set sail for the Solarian Empire. I know more secrets about this.
Quiz to know we're off on the other side.
Z, I would love to know more. If you have more secrets, I can share some.
Secret in trade.
The illustrious, infamous ship, the Eyecatcher, will be here in 3 days. Here.
It's not a secret if I already know.
Did you already know this? Can I give him an inside check?
Insight check.
18.
Seems. He didn't seem surprised at all. Manifests are easy to get a hold of. Every ship that's leaving every dock.
The Black Betty ship at the edge of this island. Maybe you've noticed it is out there. It is controlled by a terrible creature from the far realm, something called an Elzer Brain.
This is something I did not know. Which is good, because they are looking for crewmates.
Of course they are.
I'd rather not succumb to that, though. Bet you he knows a thing or two that neither of us know.
I always guarantee that.
Manita is looking for her brother, Augustus.
I already knew this.
Sondel promised that he had the magics capable of finding him. And he was able to cast sending spells to him.
I feel I could have zazuzed that, but
But now you know it.
I know it.
And knowing something and thinking you know something are much different.
That is true. But you told me what he said. Whether he does those things or not is another story.
I'll tell you that I saw him cast the sending spell.
That is more sufficient.
I know he is capable of at least that.
Well, it is not a secret, but would you happen to know or a way to get some items to her? if I needed to.
I would. But it's a secret.
Of course it is. I'm sure it is perfect knowledge to people who are in the correct circles. A secret.
There is.
Quiz comes walking up with a jug of ale, sits down in front of you. The fuck's all the whispering over here for?
This guy will trade secrets with secrets.
You pretend like you don't know the power of silence.
I'd rather be quiet and have people think me a fool than open my mouth and remove all doubt.
Eula's like doing that in her head real quick. Right, what he said.
I will, since you told me something that's not actually a secret, I will offer 2 secrets that aren't actually secrets. We are quiet because information is currency.
I've noticed that on this
If I
island.
speak up and people who didn't pay for that information hear it, I'd hate for their heads to go popping. And a secret that's not really a secret. Blue is not your color.
You're not wrong. It's a tragedy of drugs, unfortunately. I'm learning my lesson.
It's not the hard stuff.
Have you learned your lesson? Or are you learning your lesson?
Learning.
I suppose it's the process.
No,
It is a constant battle.
just know that I know secrets. But you're looking for information on how to get items to somebody.
Yes.
I know this. But there are things I don't know. One for one.
The Black Betty and the Eye Catcher are going to try to sink the Betty White when the Betty White attempts to fly from this place.
You see, I could have deduced that.
Right. But you did
But
not.
I did not know.
Right. I understand.
You gotta play the game.
If you go to extra space available, they offer spell services. One particular, they offer a spell by an extra-dimensional wizard named Galder. Galder's Speedy Courier. For a fee, any item can be delivered any place, so long as it fits in a small chest.
There you go.
Does that work? Yes, please.
I'm good, thank you though.
Do regular.
If you want an apple.
Dave?
I'm good, thank you though.
Motherfucker. Thank you. I'm having a hard time coming up with other secrets I could have to share. Quiz, if you have any things that you would like to trade this gentleman with.
Well, I would hate to rob you. So first I need to know what it is you want to know. And I will tell you. As I told your friend that I already know that the eye catcher is 3 days out.
I will not be here because I am not paying you as well. As I don't want my head to pop.
You would be fine if you wish to stay here, enjoying the conversation. I
I'm okay
would
just staying.
agree. It's not like he's not going to just tell you his version of what I say after.
Depending on the questions, I mean,
Right.
you might have some really deep, dark secrets.
Look at
Think
her.
of it like if he's paying for a barrel of ale, you can have a few sips.
All right,
We're all friends, right?
of course.
Absolutely.
More than friends.
No, it's fine.
The captain and those of us on the Betty White are looking for a crew. That is what I would like answers for. Is who here on this island would be the best crew for the Betty White, and by the best I mean ones that aren't going to attempt to mutiny and take it over and kill us.
For Betty White?
For the Betty White. Familiar with airships, airship tactics and weapons. Crew that works together. That's what.
Who would be best at piloting your
Absolutely.
ship? I have an answer for that. But what do I not know?
What's in that pocket? Is that a hobbit? Choke. Is that out there?
That's a slur to say in front of a hat.
I'm just saying it was it was meta because it was out there, but that's
Some
They're called
individuals.
halflings, not hobbits.
Some
It's a slur.
individuals. Maybe even a group
half
of individuals whom I know not. Placed upon a slaver ship, a fine locked chest. Also upon the slaver ship was a diminutive halfling who, through a set of unfortunate circumstances, wound up on the ship. During a hurricane that somebody had caused, wound up with this little chest. I be that halfling.
This is why you have been so gracious on the island. I accept this trade. The best ship, the
Crew.
best crew for piloting an airship would absolutely be the Izzet Engineering. They understand airships like none other on this island. That being said, they would not necessarily be the best crew for you if you are leaving guns a-blazing.
That's what would be happening, I suspect.
But you asked who
This
is
is true.
best at piloting, and I emphasized piloting,
This is true.
would be the Izzet Engineers. They're unmatched in their ability to tinker with things like airships.
I've heard they tend to blow ships up, though.
Maybe that is a secret we can trade for. Maybe he knows if they are the ones who blew up their old ship. Officially.
I know
Knowledge.
I know things.
Do you know that?
I do know this. But
We can trade.
what do I not know?
What does he not know?
I know. No. No, I'm trying to find that.
What do you know that he does not know what he's
Do
trading
I
for?
know that you don't know.
This is how we grow in power.
Right. No.
I know. Guess I need another ale. Quiz gets up and walks over to the bar. Comes back with 3.
Nice.
It's not a secret that I need to badge her for, is it? What's your name?
Oh, I'm sure that is a secret.
Sits down the ale in front of him.
You can call me Jim.
Ah,
My name is Jim.
Captain Kirk. Got it.
Can I insight check?
Yeah.
11.
Seems maybe a little bit off.
Jim. Alright.
Didn't realize they let wildlife in this place because I stepped in a pile of shit on the way to the bar. Never mind.
I can tell about a secret that's not really a secret. Names bind you to magic. So you can call me Jim.
Very well, Jim. You may call me Quiz.
Quiz it is. He goes over here like, oh shit.
The both of you can call me the Great Ela if you like. That is what my companions, my best of friends call
You
me.
got to test yourself every day. If you don't have a little quiz here and there, what the fuck good are you?
Absolutely. I like it.
The Black Betty is looking for powerful tablet fragments located all around this continent. Islands, underwater locations, even on some beaches of the continent. And once they do that, they are also looking for a tuning fork.
Is it engineering was attacked? They did have a misfire. Simply rendered them inert. None of their crew was specifically killed. They just run more efficiently. The 13 members that they have, all it takes to pilot most ships.
Airships?
Airships are easier than other ships as long as you know what you're doing.
I was going to say, it takes the special knowledge.
But was their tinkering it caused the misfire, their super powerful weapon, which got taken from them. It's now aboard another ship. A ship that said can blow holes in other ships. But
With the super powerful weapon.
anything else is a secret.
Yeah. You can throw a whole bunch of dots on the table. And I'm smart enough to connect them. It's called the eye catcher.
Well, I mean, if they can create hurricanes, I would not be surprised.
I don't know if the eye catcher is creating a hurricane. I don't know why
think
they...
you guys know something that you do not know. But I know.
Oh shit. The fuck else do I have to say here?
Well, what other secrets do you have?
You could always tell me more about these artifacts that the Black Betty is searching for. Do
we
you
could-
also search for these artifacts?
That is a secret.
I was going to say, one of the artifacts. What is the name of the island?
The forever seeing
The
hills.
Forever Seen Hills is no longer under the spell of the artifact because we got it, and now the Black Betty has it.
The Forever Seen Hills is cursed place.
Not anymore. That's what they want you to think.
Interesting. That's something I did not know. This powerful weapon was not aboard the Eye Catcher. The Eye Catcher is the flagship. It's not the main warship.
Holy shit.
This powerful weapon
Good news. Good.
is aboard the Hellraiser. Hopefully they won't be here for 5. You see, you think that they sent a ship after you.
They said the whole fucking armada?
Just a tiny fleet.
Just a tiny fleet. Holy shit.
Alright.
If you want me to disappear, I can do that.
I stand by everything I said, Quiz. I have given up a lot
Just a tiny fleet.
recently because you saw the help I could get. So please don't.
Sometimes,
disappear.
sometimes the best help you can get is for me to just to fuck appear.
I don't agree with that. I agree with Ned. I think that you are incredibly talented and we need that.
My talents tend to attract all the wrong people.
I know something that might help you. But
Really?
it's a secret.
Where's the next piece of the fragments that Black Betty was going to go?
Well, there's a number of places, but if we are talking about these artifacts and tablets, we acquired another one before finding Quiz on the Black Betty. Have you ever been to Black Rock Island?
I've not been, but their wares travel far and wide. If you can get in and get out with them.
I currently have some in my possession. Free knowledge, you can see them, of course. The gift, the people on the island are, or were, blessed with a knowledge from this tablet, this black rock, and we took it, and it immediately bestowed upon us the knowledge to create, use these items. Well, this was the secret of Black Rock Island. How these people were so fluent in their knowledge of these things.
You are safe here.
I ain't living my entire rest of my life in
Betty
that
White
fucking rock.
is safe here. Your best bet would be to start on a clear day, 5 miles in the sky. Only you have the capability. I hear they sell things like that here that can make a ship go from one point to the other.
Would you happen to know if all these ships are water-based? Are they underwater? Are they airships?
It would. But I think you understand the game.
Oh, yes, I do. Are you aware that this small fleet, the fact that means that there were only 3 different things inside this fine lock chest? one of those three things were 1,000 black pearls.
It's a fine treasure. I've noticed an influx of black pearls in the island lately.
I don't know what that happens.
Weird how that happens. But, you know, connecting dots and all.
There are dots out there. Connect them as you wish.
There are many sailing ships with cannons. There are many warships.
Many in this small fleet of which you speak.
There is the Eye Catcher, which
Is the command ship?
is the flagship. Travels on water, but it's been known to travel underwater. There is the Hellraiser, which is bound to the surface of water, but is good at removing other things from the surface of that water with this item. And there's the Heartbreaker, which is bound to water, but it moves like nothing else. The three main ships
Eye
that
Catcher,
we know of
the Heartbreaker, and the Hellraiser.
are his southern fleet. He hasn't pulled anything to the north. He commands a fleet with the flagship, the Waves
This
Strider.
is fucking drow. The fuck are drow doing out here in the ocean?
Well,
They'd be digging around in fucking caves and shit.
they're working with Black Rock Island and underground tunnels beneath them to move black powder and smoke powder.
Oops.
Ooh, shit.
This is something that we already know about.
Oh, yeah. That's bad. That's bad.
So those were some dots I did not connect.
The north end of the seas, the same captain has a flagship known as the Waves Strider.
Wave Strider?
The Waves Strider.
Drider. Drider, like this, like the fucking Drider spiders things that they do.
Ship that has a Drider on the front and legs wrapping around it, web-looking sails. That's his northern fleet flagship. But is there anything else you wish to tell me or to ask of me? Any more trades?
One of the other things inside this fine locked chest is a ring of water walking.
I guess I didn't know that.
Seems pretty mundane in comparison to the barrels.
Yeah.
That is why I find it more intriguing actually than the pearls. I have to wonder, what is the significance of this?
Sentimental value, I suppose.
Maybe.
The owner really liked to walk on water, I suppose.
Maybe the owner didn't want people to know he was escaping. Maybe that ring was meant to be what he used to walk away with the box. Maybe the fact that that ring is still in the box is why he's no longer carrying it.
That could very well be. I don't understand how the little blocks wound up on a slaver ship that happened to have been transporting my happy ass.
Just lucky, I
Bad
suppose.
choice on their part.
Well, you tell me that there is a ring in the box. I'll tell you that
It's a dick in the box.
I did not
Cock ring in a
know
box.
Just open the fucking box.
Just slow pitching.
I did not.
Family shit.
I did not know that the ring was in the box. So I will consider this a secret, and I will let you know that the ship, if it is the ship that I believe it to be, that sank, the reason why they are coming here was more than a slaver ship. It was a trade ship. You were commodity, and that box was on it because it shouldn't have been.
That makes precisely no sense.
Somebody who was carrying slaves also smuggled the box.
Who the absolute fuck would sink their own ship with a freaking hurricane spell? Or
Sounds
control
sense.
weather.
Somebody with the water bucket thing?
Might not have been their ship.
All they wanted to do was get the ring of water walking.
I need a good secret.
Do you want the third item that was in the box?
Maybe if you tell me the third item, I can tell you why.
The third item in the box is called the Infiltrator's Key.
Inside the box?
In box.
The Infiltrator's Key.
Give her the box. Have her open.
The Infiltrator's Key was a powerful item
That it is.
created by lords of thieves' guilds, by some of the greatest thieves of all history. If you put it, or if you move it from one hand to another, somebody knows. So the best way to move something is by putting it somewhere it's not meant to be. But if the right people who are looking find out that it's somewhere it shouldn't be, well, maybe it's just better just to wipe it from the face of the earth, put it at the bottom of the ocean and be done with it.
We didn't find up there though. Now did it?
It's just a fucking key. What is the big deal?
It's a fucking key.
And this island has just a blue orb. There are many people who don't like things being taken from them. If you know how to use that key properly, you can get very good at taking things from people that they don't want taken from them.
Even on this island.
If you get very good with this key,
Interesting.
I feel that this beer is setting in pretty heavily, and I should probably call it a night.
It did. Thank you for your good trades.
Absolutely.
Excellent wares, Jim.
And remember, and they'll walk away.
Oh, Manita's gone like a fart in the wind. I'm kind of jealous. That's a freaking amazing departure she made.
She saw her chance and she fled. She made a promise to keep me in check. But I know that her heart was elsewhere. And I completely understand leaving right now. This was not her fight, much like you say. It is not yours either.
Oh, this is totally my fight. I don't think it's your fight.
No. I mean that using you are not part of the crew. I know that Amanita felt the same way. It can be rationalized the same way. It is exactly why that, we feel absolutely you fit with us on the airship, but the eye catcher coming after you is why you don't feel like it is our burden. But it's the same idea, I think.
So before I could write them down, my brain fucking quit. The fucking eye catcher, the other two.
The Eye Catcher, the Hellraiser, and the Heartbreaker. Hellraiser is the warship. Heartbreaker is the fast ship. It's a scout ship, kind of, but it is a very defensible mobile unit that's good at getting places.
Oh, like a scout ship?
Mhm.
Well, I don't think I have enough money to be sending gifts at the moment. So I will have to put that further down on my list for now. But, as you wish her well.
Reach into his pocket. Rolls 2 pearls towards you.
Are you sure?
Send what you gotta be sending. I don't suspect we'll ever see her again. I suspect if you're sending her gifts like you gave me, you can only help her on her way. If I can do something good with this, hopefully that's it.
I will pay this back, Chris.
No, you don't. Just like you wouldn't let me pay back the little cat thing.
Alright. Zinc quiz. Should take the pearls.
Your head exploded. No.
Perfect.
I said you could keep it.
I've got a great character.
You've been doing so well.
It was doing great until
But yeah.
Complete undo.
You did you want to go out this night and do some stuff too?
Mm.
What did you want to go out and do? You guys make your way probably back to the room.
It's late night. I would probably try to go out and see if I can find a contact here.
Yeah. You can. It's less of in this situation. It's less of a contact and more of just kind of like a getting touched in with the network.
Yeah.
But you can find that there are some people here who are in ways connected to what you're looking to do. Through your ear to the ground trait, if you're looking to do like a gather information, I will let you use advantage on any skill once.
Okay.
So is kind of how that'll play in. So you kind of go through and you find there's a network. There's some people in the Cynic Scientists who will speak with you and touch a little bit on that. There's a few different bounty hunters on the island who kind of, to kind of flash the right credentials and kind of say the right things to the right people, and they'll help you a little bit. So for any skill that you want to use, you can get advantage once
Okay.
on a daily check using that trait.
Okay.
But you can kind of go through and connect with them, but not. There's not a direct contact specifically,
Yeah,
since
yeah.
this isn't necessarily a direct stationary place. This is very mobile, flowing island.
Oh yeah.
But so I'll let you do that through the night, and we will pick up on the 30th. So on the day of the 30th,
Quiz goes in that night into the room,
Mhm.
but does not stay there.
Okay.
Goes outside on the island, finds a spot and freaking sleeps there.
Okay. Sneaks out, probably.
Mhm.
Fluffs up the pillow a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
dips out, looks like you're there. Her.
Eela's not perceptive. You could try to make noise and she wouldn't know.
Quiz, you can't make noise if you tried.
While you're trancing, you hear gentle music coming from your music box. It sounds like it's playing.
Fucking of course.
But it's just while you trance, you think it's not enough to interfere with the trance, but it's almost kind of calming. You're like, oh, this is actually nice, like just nice music. You're like, but I didn't wind my music box. I didn't.
It's not supposed to do
The
that,
fact
right?
that I'm hearing it and it's definitely not moving It's a little bit bothersome, but just while you trance, you hear music from your music box. But it's the day of the 30th, and we want to find out more of the secret keepers, potentially.
Yes, I think so.
So, for today's gather information, what skills do we want to use
Could we
to...
gathering information elsewhere?
You don't want to work on trying to find information on the secret keepers? No. Okay. Or those trying to find information on the secret keepers?
Well, I'm gonna go make my way to the job area board and see if there's anything that they need done that would put me in proximity to them without being super suspicious.
Okay. So Gorak, you want to use your carpentry?
Yeah, if I can, if they need some work done and I can do it that way, then absolutely.
There's pretty much always, there's usually almost always work to be done. If ships aren't here, a lot of them come here and they're like, we're not looking for superior upgrades, we're
That's
just
what I was
looking
gonna
to
say.
be
It's like nobody's
repaired.
probably like
And people are
hanging
like,
out, right?
we're making money doing superior upgrades, all the really like top end craftsmen. So usually people are here and shipwrights and stuff like that will just gather up occasionally. Bosuns will gather up and just do work on other ships just to make a little extra coin. Norin, what do you want to do to gather information?
I'd probably say just investigate, I guess. I mean,
Investigate works, and if you want, you can use your ear to the ground trait to give yourself advantage on investigation once. You can do it on this one or on a different one, just depending on how important you think that it is, because there's other ships as well. Ela, what do you want to do?
I would like to use history. Knowledge is currency. Ela would like to try to trade her knowledge of her homeland and what she has learned from her books about the Djinn and the gods that her people follow to try and trade for secrets and knowledge with them.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Do that. And then, are you going to use your advantage for that today or no? So that's something else.
not today.
And then you don't want to gather information on the secret keepers at all?
No.
No. What are you going to try to find information about?
He's going to go try and get an audience with Lord Telford.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Well, then I'm going to give Net, even though this is going to potentially tie us up. I've got three of you here. We're going to make it a three-person skill check. So the three of you can go ahead and give me your rolls to see how well we do on getting information on the secret keepers. Both of you guys roll. Alex, roll with advantage. Because you're trading information that they don't know.
No, I'm not. You're not. I'm not.
Ouch.
What did you get?
Good thing.
11?
Well, did you roll a natural one?
Yeah? No? Yeah, I did.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the
12.
I agree.
12.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well, you don't want to use your
face.
advantage day?
Well, actually,
You can if you want.
Yeah.
I want to use my
Do it.
inspiration because I haven't used it.
Do it, yeah.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, so that gives you 26.
And that gives me a 21 instead of 11.
Nice.
And what'd you roll?
11.
You rolled an 11. Oh, good.
I
You
rolled.
I get it back at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Just the last, is it the last day?
Nope, you'll get it back on the 41st.
Or,
Nice. I got a 20 total.
Yeah.
Rolled a 16.
I thought I saw 19 over there. I was like, that's going to get it.
It's
And
16.
So 16 gets it.
And 7.
Yeah.
With the 16 plus 4,
Yeah.
dirty 20.
You find out that is a total success. So you find out,
God.
if you want to take some notes.
Yes.
I know you're going to write down. The Secret Keepers have a total of 26 members. They have a captain. They have a first mate. They have a bosun. They have a surgeon. They have a quartermaster. And they have a master gunner. Let me know when you have all that down or if I need to repeat that.
Surgeon, quartermaster, master gunner.
Yes. 26 members. Captain, first mate, bosun, surgeon, quartermaster, master gunner.
Those are included in those 26?
That's included in the 26.
Okay.
26 including those.
Gotcha.
So they pretty much have every role prepared. It's a pretty good ship. The Secret Keepers are known to worship the Whispered God. A lot of people think that they are quiet and creepy, but everybody knows that they are very, very skilled pirates. They are capable both with the blade and with magic. They are looking to gather all the information they can to help resurrect their god.
Would any of us be familiar with who their whispered god is?
Give me a religion check.
Lord Jesus.
You can give me one too, Renard.
Religion is one of the ones that I get
17.
is by a negative check.
Which one?
Religion? Is that another natural one?
No, it was a nat 20.
Oh,
so
nat
I get a
20.
19 on a religion check with my -1.
Amazing.
So I'm like, why? Where were you 30 seconds ago? You piece of dice. 'Cause that's what
So you
are, a
said
piece of dice.
19?
17.
No, 17, 19,
23.
23. Yeah, you guys have all actually heard of the Whispered God. You're thinking mainly, you're like, oh yeah, people were just talking about that the other day because it was the month of Ion. And the month of Ion, some of people also worship as the month of Vecna, which is the evil god of knowledge. Whereas Ion has the idea of, oh, if you know something, tell everybody you know, and information spreads. As information grows, we all become more powerful because knowledge is power. Vecna is more like get everything you can know from people and then kill them, because if you're the only person who knows it, then you're powerful.
Like the space brains of Futurama.
Yeah, pretty much.
But so they are very, very skilled pirates. They're really skilled at manning a ship. They're skilled at in combat with blade and with magics. And you know that they are trying to find information. And that's what you guys can find out about Secret Keepers. Total success.
Interesting.
You absolutely can get an audience with Lord Telford, who will just be sunning on the veranda.
How much cash do I make on my success?
What'd you end up getting again? You got a
20. So I got a 21.
21. 21, it's on this day, so you roll a d6, and I'm going to roll this, and I'm going to roll this. I'm going to see which they give me.
In the middle of the road, I got 3.
Cool. 3, so that's you get 30 gold today. They paid.
Cool.
That's why I didn't roll 1 or 2, because it was D4, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was copper, silver, gold, platinum, for what they're paying. Because I mean, some of the ships just need minor repairs, and they'll be like, "Well, here."
Well, that's what I was going to say.
There's
It's like last time I got just some silver.
40.
Like, ooh, that hurt. That was.
But that's still great for a day's work.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh yeah.
there's lots of people who are out there, and you can kind of look. There's some ships that you'll avoid where they'll like have like posting where it's like, yeah, like, 40 copper for a day's work if you do like a really good amount. And you're like, other people are like,
I got a bowl of
that's
soup for
great.
you.
But yeah. But well, a bowl of soup is still only going to be, yeah. I mean, it's
2 cups.
for a day. It's going to be like, it's not food. Where's food? There. Yeah, you're still looking at for something like that. You'd be looking at like 5 copper or maybe a silver piece. So 40 silver, that gets you 4 days worth of food.
Grubs.
But you can absolutely meet up with Lord Telford, who's, as I said, sunning on the veranda. Just
Quiz-
relaxing in the
Quiz
sun.
is let in, I suppose.
Somebody lets you in, and you come in.
Looks like Quiz. Looks like he's wearing that armor. No.
Mhm.
Hiding anything.
Yeah.
Loxam says, "Good day, Lord Telford.
Good day.
I thank you for allowing me to purchase this from you. I suspect that it's already saved my lives on more occasions than I know. I would not have a good conscience if I didn't tell you that the trinkets that I found, that I bought it with, these pearls, are being sought after by as it was described to me, a small fleet of ships.
Okay.
I just wanted you to be aware of that if you weren't already.
Any trade done on this island is trade done on this island. Any pirated goods that make it to this island are legally in someone's possession. The pearls given to me were legally in your possession.
That they are.
I could care less how you got them. And if anybody really wants to come to this island and try to get certain people out of retirement, well, it would be an interesting day.
I have been learning of ways that they can make it happen.
They could get, they could get me out of retirement simply by asking, but I'd rather not.
I understand that.
I've got far too many notches in my belt as it is. It's a heavy burden to carry to the grave.
I figured the more notches on my belt, the lighter the belt is.
Yeah. You think that for a while, but eventually, you just don't forget the faces.
They help me sleep at night.
So that's the guy who really didn't sleep last night.
Yeah. The guy who slept out in the bushes.
Right?
On a stoop.
Right? Hey, they do. They help him get to sleep, wherever that fucking may be. They help him get-
This isn't the first time I've sold something that was purchased with pilfered goods, and it won't be the last. I thank you for being upfront, but to be honest, I assumed already that if you had a grouping of pearls that big and were coming in here dressed as you were, that you had came across them rather than.
Actually, I figure all the shit I went through, they fucking owed me that.
It's fair. I'll give you that.
So, I just wanted you to know that I wasn't trying to dupe you or do anything underhanded. That I wasn't. It's trying to I wasn't trying to be underhanded. I want you to realize that,
You weren't pawning a burden off on me.
and that too.
Of course. I respect that you would tell me, and I assume that this means that the armor I sold you will have adventure ahead of it that I can't carry it into.
It's already had some adventures, I can tell you.
It's the only reason I sold it to you.
I will most certainly make good use of it. Thank you, good sir.
Of course. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, please forgive my trespasses. I will leave you to your sunning.
Absolutely. I'm retired, so if you need my time while you're here, feel free.
It is your time. I do not wish to bother you. I will try and minimize the interruptions.
No, it's fine, young halfling. I have much more time ahead of me than you do. So,
Oh, this is true.
he's an elf. I mean,
Okay.
he's old, but he's not
I
that.
I was like, he's real confident about
it's,
that.
it's like, eh,
No, elf.
I can only
Yeah,
assume
yeah.
that my time will be cut short. But it will be longer thanks to your armor. I appreciate it.
I feel that you will retire at some point.
Actually, I'm not
Perhaps.
looking forward to laying down in bed and waiting for the inevitable end to come. I want it to be fast and, well, it'll be violent. I doubt it'll be fast when my enemies catch a hold of me.
Well,
But I'm going to make it as big a challenge as I can for them.
then I hope whoever slays you gains that armor as well.
We can only hope so. Good day, sir.
Did you want to also speak with one of the contacts who you'll get some of the information with for the secret keepers is a member of the Simniks who will kind of, when you're reaching out, you can speak with them. Do you want to talk to him about toxins as well? So yeah, so you approach. They've got a little. They have a little overturned wagon that kind of sets part of the perimeter of where they're at. That they've pulled the two top wheels off. The wagon's set on its side. The two top wheels are off. Two bottom wheels kind of buried in the sand. And somebody who you've briefly spoken to on other days is there working as you approach him. Hello, Norman. What can I do for you?
I was looking for something, and I was wondering if you might be able to help me with it.
Potentially. What is it that you are looking for?
Toxins, preferably.
Are you looking for ale? Or are you looking for something more potent? What is your purpose?
What are we looking for? We're trying to put somebody to sleep, right?
You're looking to paralyze somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Truth. Looking to keep someone in place.
Temporarily incapacitated.
This is some things that we can do. One of our friends, our lead surgeon, is capable of producing things that can do that. We find it helpful to reduce movement and important surgery, and when we just really don't want to do somebody. But what do you have to offer for this?
I have coin.
Coin is interesting, and coin is helpful in certain ways, but you are the only one that we have seen in a long time who's been following the path we follow. I feel that there are so many other things you can offer us.
Such as?
We have come to realize that we don't recognize exactly what it is that you have grafted yourself with. This creature is stronger than a normal octopus. It's not thick enough to be Kraken. You've grafted yourself with something. We are curious.
It's no secret. I can share it.
Well, perhaps then we can make some sort of trade. If we could just investigate a little bit with what it is you have done to yourself.
As I said, you didn't only ask. There is no secret.
What creature is it that you got grafted into you there? Is it something you made yourself?
As you can see, I was going to go into a full thing there, but no. As you can see, that I have grafted a manta ray.
That we know, but the tentacles.
You're talking about the smaller ones?
Well, you have the big tentacle arms that come together that look like normal, kind of like normal body at times, but then
Yeah.
separate out to the other ones.
Mm.
Those, they're not sure what that is.
Oh, this one I did myself. I just kind of split it, and fray it, hold it open. Is that more of what you mean?
Yes, they look like normal arms. They don't look, I mean, the way they blend to make it look like your normal skin when you put it together, it looks like something that an octopus could do, but they're not octopus grafts. Now remember, you had the Simnic arm that you did yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so
That
that's
got
what
replaced.
that's- yeah.
So he's wondering what you replaced it with, which is the thing that you have on there.
Talking about the one thing that does the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
With things of things?
The things with the things, yeah.
Okay. I guess I didn't really know if that was like noticeable or not. I thought that was more just a part of my.
For most people, it wouldn't be very noticeable, but for people who literally like live the life you live, they'd be able to look at things and go,
The fuck is
"What
that?
creature is that?" And you know what creature gave you that.
Yeah. This was a gift. Not entirely of my making, as envious as I am of the work of it.
But what gifted you this? What creature is that you have grafted to your body?
It is. I'm just trying to think of how to word it. Well, because I know in my personal head, I know where this could go, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, and it's literally in the title of
Yeah.
what the item is.
Yeah.
Can you grab me and Mountain Dew?
You're just trying to get rid of me right now?
Yep.
Just go away.
You realize this is recorded, right?
Everybody hide.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, I did add the Rod of the Pack Keeper +1, which is the gift that Alex gave you.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was going to ask
Yeah,
you
Alex,
where that came
yeah.
from.
Alex, Ela bought that and gave it to you.
Okay.
In a really fun way, where you guys were kind of like back and forth. She's like, you know what, go fuck yourself, and threw a rod at you.
Yeah.
That happened.
It's like, here's your fucking present.
Where did it come from, by the way? Just a...
She's like, anyway, I'm glad
She
that you're
bought it
back because you're
online.
definitely a good person.
Well,
Go fuck yourself.
She's
But
like, I'm glad
but
you're
also
back.
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Here's a toy. Here's a present.
She's like, that's enough being nice to you. Here's a present.
yeah. Havkufa gave me this.
He was saying that this is a grafted piece of Hafgufa himself.
I was not awake.
I think our surgeon would love to make a trade with you. If you truly are blessed by Hafgufa. I can tell you, and you've seen iconic images that would make you believe that, that like, there's a presence of the worship of Hafgufa here. I can tell you, we follow Hafgufa. We believe in his teachings. We aspire to be much more like him. We could probably make a fair trade for that.
What do you propose to trade?
Well, we'd have to speak with our surgeon for that. And he'll bring you back in deeper in the camp. As you get into the camp, you can see when you're being led in here, more people are kind of out. You'll notice that there's a couple of guards posted that you haven't noticed before. They seem to kind of just like lay flat down on the beach, and they'll just kind of like burrow into it, and they've got like kind of tentacle, like larger eyes that come out, and they just kind of blend in. They just look like they're in the, but they'll just kind of like, when you kind of come in, they'll like come up out of the sand and be like less burrowed and more present. But you're noticing that there's more people here than you thought there was initially, significantly more. They'll bring you to their surgeon. The guy speaks with him, kind of whispers back and forth, and he'll look at you and goes, "So you say you are grafted by, you are gifted grafts by Hafgufa, and you wish to have neurotoxin to aid somebody in relaxation.
Something like that.
How long do you need to keep the patient incapacitated?"
6 to 8 hours.
You'd know for the spell, it has to be cast 3 days in a row.
Oh. So just saying like 3 doses worth or something. Oh, for 3 days.
You don't know how long a dose lasts, and he's assuming that you don't know
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
something that he...
Yeah.
72 hours.
Thank you. I was trying to do the math in my head real quick.
72.
72 hours, maybe longer.
I can do about 70 hours, or I can do about 80 hours. Do you err on the 80 side to be safe?
Yeah.
Well, if that is the case, then I would be willing to trade. How resilient are you, my friend? And this guy, he's clearly originally Vidalcan. And you can see he's got tentacle arms grafted in as well. You can see he has these long pincer arms that are like kind of elongated. And he's got 4 pincer arms, like tiny ones that you can tell wouldn't do really well at stuff, but probably are good for manipulating little things. And then lots of these little tentacles that can manipulate lots of things. Even as you walk up, you'll see he's got like a couple of like different blades and stuff like that, like little surgical blades that are in that. And he just kind of tucks them into the leather pouch that he has on his back.
Fairly resilient, I would think.
I would be willing to trade what I am for just a little bit of knowledge on what you are. I don't want to take any of the meats, because those were a gift to you.
Doesn't want any of the meats. Oh man.
I know that they would
Somebody might get pissed.
not be right to do, but if I could maybe take just a little bit of blood and just a little fluid, it would keep you hydrated. You wouldn't
No
suffer.
meat, no meat, but we'll take some juice.
Can I do an insight just to see if he's
Yeah.
being legit here?
I will trade you. You are going to need 16 doses. 1 dose for every 5 hours to you keep somebody under.
11.
You're going to need about 16 doses to be on the safe side. That will guarantee that you are good for about 80 hours. And I would trade this for 32 ounces.
I don't even think I have that much in me.
I can help you to keep it there.
Quart. 2 pints of blood. That's a lot of blood. Don't do it.
Do it. Do it. I have the blessing of Hafgufa upon me as well. Not to the extent you have, but I don't think he would allow me to fail when dealing with something so important. But I feel that
it definitely doesn't seem like his dream.
32 ounces could help me to bless the rest of my people. To, if it works the way it is thought to work, if you actually have grafts of Hafgufa, that means you have a little bit of the blood of Hafgufa pumping through you. And every time you make new blood, and your body regenerates, that blood of Hafgufa does not distill, but rather, or does not deteriorate, but rather distills and strengthens your blood. So your blood could help me to graft other things that normally would not take as well. I could take little drops of this 32 ounces and use it in surgery to enhance our crew greatly. And if I did do anything to significantly harm you while on this island, it would be very bad for me. So you know I will only do what is medically necessary and not harmful to you in the long term.
I'll allow it, but I must regain full function.
Oh, I will not take any other function. I will not affect the meats, as I said.
Is there no paralyzing?
Oh, no. I only paralyze when I'm really getting into the deeps of things. And I would not want to. I simply want to
Really getting into the
scratch the surface, if you will. And I'll go through it and he calls out, he's like, prepare a feast. Much iron. He will need it. and you can see a couple of the guys like move out and they like rush off and dive off into the water. You see some people start building up a fire. They start coming out with some big fish and stuff like that, and they're just ripping pieces apart and start putting them together, and they'll bring you a big plate that's just covered with different meats and organs and such like that.
Y'all
Prepare you a big feast as you start to eat on this, and as you're just eating on this thing, you feel this little prick into the side of your neck, and you can see they've got this big, it almost looks like an orb, and it's full of what you're guessing is seawater, and it's got a tube coming down to it, and you just can kind of feel this like almost burning, salty burning, as it's just kind of acclimating, but your body is acclimated to the ocean water, so you're fine. You're like, yeah, they're pumping me full of fluid a little bit. And he'll come in and he'll start taking the little tentacles and just doing little incisions on you in different places and setting these little, it almost looks like the sucker from like an octopus pad that's got like a tendril coming off of it going into a vial, and he starts doing little incisions and doing that about you. Over the course of the next hour, you will take a little bit of damage.
just a wee bit.
A little bit.
You take 38 points of damage. You're pulling 32 ounces of blood out of you. So
How much?
he's doing 38 points of damage.
Damn.
It's the price you pay for the games you play, man.
But he will give you 16 vials of this green viscous fluid. And he says, he'll give you
Realize, well,
this little like pump as well. It's like you can attach, put it in the pump and spray it on somebody. Just be careful because don't get it on yourself. And he'll give you those. And is there anything else I can do for you?
Okay. about a quart and a half low.
You're
gonna say,
rough, but
give the man a cookie.
he gets you. I mean, they give you a decent feast, and you're eating towards the start of it, and so it's going through. You are feeling down, but you're not like done skis or anything. So you're definitely lightheaded, but capable. You're honestly looking at this and you're going like, honestly, I probably when I was doing my arm, I probably bled out more than what they took out of me. Just there was a point where you were like, cool, I think that's stitched shut. And you're like, I hope I wake up from this. And you wake up, you're like, oh, cool, I lived.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a real roll of the dice right there. It's like, especially if you're doing yourself like, man, I hope I wake up.
But it is probably 3/4 of the way through the day. It's still about 2 hours till sunset. As you guys have gathered the information separately, you've left the estate, you're finishing up on the ship, you're staggering out of the Simnic camp. If you guys want to meet and discuss anything or figure out what you want to do from there.
At this time, Queens is actually going over to the weapons shop.
Oh, yes.
And will we have chosen another place to stay already? Because we would have checked out and been done at where we were at, right?
In theory, this was the last day that you're staying there, so you can stay somewhere else if you want. You're allowed to stay at the Dragon's Anchor, which is this one here, and you guys would have effectively checked out. You can also stay at the Waves Respite, which is here. You can stay at the Lawmaker Inn, or you can stay at the Landlubber. Just depends on what you want to do. And you've got 5-day coins, so wherever you choose to go next, you're there for 5 days.
What are we on, like a little tour package or something, or?
Kind of.
You're basically gifted these coins that are good for a 5-day stay as part of getting your ship repaired. Because you paid so much to have your ship repaired, and
okay.
not repaired but also just upgraded. They're offering you free stay while you're doing that.
Okay.
So you can
Gotcha,
trade these coins
okay.
for a 5-day stay.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's basically a half-week coin.
Yeah, yeah.
I think us staying at the Lawmaker would put us in closer proximity to our former / project compatriots, because they're staying right down there at the land lever, and then that'll give us our last 5 days right there at the edge of town to be able to peace out real easy.
Sounds good to me.
So,
That day, Ela will also go to that hall. Absolutely.
In a handbasket.
The extra space.
Extra space available?
Yeah, extra space
Yeah.
available. And
that's the coolest door.
you're going to ask the prices of speed courier services for one handheld item, an insignia, and a letter, how much it would cost to ship that to someone already at sea.
It doesn't matter where they are. I can offer. Trying to remember, this was the gnome, right? Is this the gnome? What is extra space? Oh yeah, extra space available. The gnome. Oh yeah, I
It's like, who's
can
this guy?
absolutely
Who am I
do this
talking
for you. She will pull out and she goes, pulls out a little chest, and it's 3 feet wide on each side. Just a little chest. It's 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. She goes, as long as it fits in here, I can send whatever you want. My spellcasting services are 50 gold for one sending, and I can send it anywhere you want, as long as it's on this plane of existence.
50 gold for one sending.
For one sending.
If all things can fit in this box.
Everything that can fit in this box.
Perfect. And your extra space. Do you have any ways to create static extra dimensional space? Like, say, to maybe hide away?
Just like pointing at everything around. You're literally into this tiny little shop. It's this little shop here, and you're just kind of looking around, and you're like, this building is way bigger on the inside than it was on the outside. Like, it just seems like it's off, and like there's something going on.
It has
It's-
extra space.
Yeah. She goes, what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for like something like a portable hole, like throw it and then?
Yeah, something like that.
And she literally like actually pulls out and like throws a portable hole against the wall and like tucks it in and goes through.
Yeah, like a portable. That is amazing. You sell these items then?
I do.
That means that they can be quite costly. I am
And
sure.
they can be quite dangerous. You have to be careful with things. Certain things here do not cross properly.
Destroy the whole world.
Main area is fine, but certain things, if you put certain things inside of certain things, it tears a rift that rips you into the astral sea, and you'll be lost forever. Certain things, if not, and she'll point at some chests, certain things, if not retrieved, after 30 days, they'll start to try to get lost in the extra-dimensional space. Just make sure you pull them back.
Of course.
Because that's why. I'm not supposed to be in that. I'm supposed to be in this one, not equipment.
How much then would a portable hole cost?
If you're looking for a portable hole, it's normally 5,000. But if you really wanted, I could do a portable hole and also give you 1 casting of Galders for that 5,000. Included to make it a nice deal for you. If this is too much, I have some other options available. She'll throw like set down like a bag of holding. She'll also set down a couple of these little it almost looks like a cloth ring, or not a cloth ring, but like a knit ring with just a small little pouch off of it. She goes, I have bags of holding, I also have pockets of holding that can be grafted into clothing pretty easily, taken and added and removed. If you really just create a hole, it binds itself to your garments. Looks like a normal pocket, but functions like a bag of holding. These would be 500 gold each.
That is kind of nice. If say I were to purchase 2 pockets, could I persuade you to maybe help with a speedy courier service as well?
So 2 pockets in the free courier for 1,000 gold.
For 1,000, or I don't have 1,000 gold pieces,
Or
but I have
equivalent
value.
Yeah, I could do that. That's fair.
I will then accept this trade, if you will. And she will pull out, just to show, she has 2 black pearls.
She'll take them and she just says, yeah, this should be sufficient, of course. And she'll pull out 2 pockets of holding, which are exactly like bags of holding. They're fastened. They basically attach into make a pocket.
Way more hidden though, and
They're
not
easy
like,
to hide.
look at my bag of holding.
She goes, and there's some interesting things. She'll like flip open her collar, and you can see like the seam on the bottom of her collar. When she like pulls at it, it opens up. She goes, you can hide them pretty well into different garments. Any seam can be turned into a pocket.
She's literally wearing that, so just like,
But she can go through, and she'll help you kind of like fasten them wherever you want and disguise them into your thing. So it's like, you know, looks like a seam, but if you pull at it properly, it opens up, and whatever you want kind of comes to.
Okay.
But she'll sell you 2 of those and do a Galder Speedy Courier for you.
excellent. In the Galder Speedy Courier is a rhythm-making lyre and an insignia of claws, both with tags that say, for the lovely Amanita, and for the brave Dewdrop.
And she will literally set a piece of paper and an ink pen next to it and be like, if you wish, usually it's included. Of course, you can write out a note.
Yeah, she includes a letter. Takes her a good long while, but she finishes it up and places them, the 3 objects, into the chest. Amanita.
Close the chest, and she starts casting something, and then just the whole air, this wind starts bustling around, and you see that it just kind of comes up and lifts up. It almost looks like there's a creature made of air that lifts it up and just and disappears. And after a few minutes, and the box is back there empty.
Impressive.
It's all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, if you need any extra space, I have extra space available.
Well, we might return, of course. Thank you. And she will head out and go meet up with the others.
Absolutely. So, about this time, it's about 3/4 way through the day, about 2 hours till sunset, as you're all meeting up. What inn did you want to meet up at? Did you decide on the Lawmakers?
That's just my suggestion.
Yeah, that looks great.
But you're
Should bring
right
us some
next to Secret Keepers, right next to the Sabotage.
Oh, cool. We still need to talk to the other guys, too.
Oh yeah, sabotage.
Sabotage.
And you guys will meet at the correct sheet of paper. The Lawmakers Inn. There is a when you go and inquire about a room, somebody calls and goes, Stanwood, we got somebody looking for a room. They got a 5-day. And you hear a door kind of creaks open, and you see a pretty tall, just gray-skinned, giant gray beard, mane, Leonin comes out. He goes, you're looking to stay at the the lawmaker's inn?
That is what we are looking to do.
Wonderful. Are you looking for separate rooms, or are you looking for a crew room?
We have been.
Quiz isn't there.
She probably even looks in your direction. You're fucking gone. She's like,
We are. We have been staying in a crew room. Is this still acceptable, or do you want private spaces?
I'm totally fine with what we were doing before.
Crew room, please.
Crew room for 5 days? It's fair. I'll trade you.
Perfect.
Go on. We do meals twice a day. If you want them, if you have the crew room, it can be brought to your room. Standard fare, nothing fancy. If you want something fancy, pay for it. If you need any ale or anything other than water, water will be kept in your room. Jugs will be filled thrice daily. And if you need anything better to drink, you can come down to the bar.
Of course.
Or if you need, we can always bring up kegs and such to rooms. Kegs, bottles. Just let us know what you need.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll make great use of your services, and I'm sure spend plenty of coin as well.
Wonderful. If you need anything, ask for me. My name is Greybeard.
Greybeard.
Yes.
Greybeard. The great Leon. Of course.
And he will give you guys keys. Kind of walks you up to a room. Decent room. There are, in this one, this is the lawmaker, so there will be 10 bunk beds with a total of 20 beds set up. Not much room between them, and then a couple tables in the center with 5 chairs around each of them, so there's a total of 15 chairs available. And then you've got a little desk off to the far side that has like one really comfortable chair in it, kind of captain-esque vibes. It's like the only chair in here that's not like kind of thrown together wooden chair. It's an actual nice chair with some padding on it and such. But it works.
Hell yeah.
I'd hand you guys the vials and be like, if you don't mind,
Though you technically don't need sleep, but
Yeah.
definitely maybe
laying down, just kind
just
of like,
chug. You can see there's like 10 like big gallon jugs full of water. And you can probably slam one or two of them. Food wise, you're pretty good. Net, seeing that you're a little worse for wear, we'll look for his D6s, forgetting how he does it. His D8s. He will come at you and go, looks like you could use a little assistance. And he will throw. What do we got? Here, what do we got? I can do one of these. We'll pull open. There we go. How many of these does he have? Yeah. He's got 3/3. He can toss them you. That's not too bad. That's 21 hit points. I'm gonna be like, looks like he needs a little bit more. Let's throw. Oh, hey, that's a good second level. 21 for a second level.
Damn.
Yeah.
could.
You're good at that?
Yeah.
So yeah. And as he's feeling, like, you have a good, amount of food in your gut, you chug a bunch of water as he's healing you up, and you feel like you're like, okay, I'm back to myself. And you guys have vials to poison somebody and keep them out of toxin.
Oh yeah. Many vials, apparently.
They're vials, and then you can see there's this little like pump device that you can kind of stick the vial into, and it like will puncture into it and spray out whatever's in the vial.
Gross. Fantastic.
We're going to use every goddamn drop.
Now we'll go. So, I guess if we're paralyzing them, we can really do any of the three. Do we want to Lorquin, Osnik, or Aiken first? Or individually? And then once we paralyze them, do we have any way of casting Regenerate, Heal, or Restoration on them?
I think some schmoozing is in order for Lord Drakengard. He might be our only resource that I know of that could have the capability or knowledge of casting these spells before. But I to the previous point, I would think maybe Lorquin first.
She might know more.
She
than we
might
might.
know a lot.
I mean, Aiken's their quartermaster. He is their navigator. We can only take one member of their crew. Do we want to take the one who knows how to guide them? Do we want to take the one who helps fish? Or do we want to take their diplomat?
That is true. Diplomat might give them in trying to get their crew, which could be beneficial to us.
That
But
could be super beneficial, actually, with us looking into a crew.
their navigator, though, is also a pretty good strategy.
Long-term navigator, short-term. Why would they probably put Lorquin out here to
Ask about crews.
gather a crew? If we don't want to be competing, that might be a good call.
Gimp them a little bit. Plus, she is.
What is she?
What is that?
She is.
I don't know what.
What is she?
She is.
What is Lorquin?
She's a half elf,
Half-elf.
half sea elf, bard type instrumental, but less of a performance bard, and more of a talky bard.
More to talk.
Not unlike a history bard.
Not unlike history
Not
bard.
unlike
Well, history's more of a reedy bard than a talky bard.
Sure,
that
that's
is-
true. That's true.
Reedy.
Yeah. These are all technical terms.
Yes.
Super technically.
I should have missed Scrapes. That's so much fun.
Yeah, how do we want to, so do you want to see if we have the ability to get this done first, and then we try to capture her?
I think so. Is that reasonable? Do we have enough time? We have 3 days till the eye catcher is here. Almost 2 now,
So
so
get started on it at least. I mean, it has to be done in 3 days, and today is a day. You know, we can do it on the 30th, 31st, and 32nd, and then have a diplomat on our side as the eye catcher shows up, as opposed to a diplomat on their side.
I think that is probably our best bet.
Or, I mean, we also have to realize that there's a chance that we restore her and she's nothing like, you know, whatever that fragment of what she was, she may be completely different.
Still, restoring her is our goal, and it will, no matter what, take a supplement from the Black Betty. Still advantageous. Okay, so how's we reach out to Lord Drakengard?
I was planning on meeting with him.
Shall we all maybe come crawling and groveling as a crew? Sugaza?
Absolutely. If that's what we're gonna do, I feel like it's probably best that we all show up instead of just a couple bumming around.
It might be more beneficial to our honesty and integrity if he can actually potentially see the effects of these magics and that we are not spinning tales of bullshit. That our intentions are honest, even amongst pirates. As pirates, because we are pirates. I think we are officially pirates, but
Pirating is super hard.
a little bit. We could pirate our
Potentially, I think we're definitely on that path.
There's only an airship away.
I was going to say there's only so much we could do here.
Right.
I mean, I'd be willing to go with you, obviously. Nan says. Mickey's like, absolutely, I'll go with you guys if you need. I mean, otherwise I can just hold down the room like I've been doing. You know, whatever it is you guys want to do. Still got lots of reading to do. Muck's like literally going over a book right now and looking over Norn a little bit.
Anyone else have any? Fucking, where's he go? Do you guys have no opinion on the matter? Does that sound reasonable?
Sounds great.
I don't want to overstep. And I just kind of, from the moment of fortune telling, I had sort of said, oh, handsome gentleman, maybe we could go over here for what I'm thinking, but I'm trying not to do that.
Oh, I've never had a problem. I was about to say we just gotta figure out what the captain wants to do. Captain man.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I guess we go and talk to the Lord if we can. If not, figure out who can cast Regenerate, Heal, and Greater Restoration.
And those are pricey, but yes, alright. Let us go. Then.
Absolutely. So you guys head out to Lord Drakengard's estate.
Right about sundown, because we're weird.
A little bit before sundown, yeah. And you get there. One of the guards will be like, what can I do for you guys?
We are hoping, potentially, to gather a moment of time with Lord Drakengard, if he is so humble and gracious to give it.
I would just suggest maybe you like at least let him finish like licking the wounds to his pride before you start prodding at him again. You're not supposed to let any of you guys in here.
Told you we made it bad.
supposed to deal. I was told if you need anything, you can speak to Lord Blackstone. He could help you with that. He's the law around here. If you need anything serious, probably deal with him.
I suppose we start there then?
Sorry, I didn't mean. You guys pissed him off pretty good from what I know.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, we were, it was a small error in judgment, but we will make it better.
You're good.
And I'm very blue, and it is always unsettling to me to gesture to people and see that. I am sorry. Little thrown off.
Do you guys want to go to the Blackstone estate?
Yep.
Indeed.
You go to the Blackstone estate. Lord Everell Blackstone will see you. He just kind of comes out and goes, Ela, you look far less noble. It's unsettling how blue you are.
Yes, it is. It really, really is, my lord.
Your eyes,
Also,
all the same blue.
very blue. It is really
It's a wash.
unfortunate. Yep. Yep.
It's interesting.
Yep.
What can I do for you?
Well, you could get rid of the blue. No, I'm just kidding. That is not what we mean.
If you want to do
Unless-
that, I would. No, it's not something I could do.
Of course. Right.
We have somebody who's a relatively good healer who might be able to get rid of some of that. I would speak with Lady Ryland Ward. She'd probably know how to fix that.
Ryland Ward.
Lady Ryland Ward, yes.
Was Lady Ryland Wars know how to potentially cast things like regenerate, heal, greater restoration?
I mean, she's probably the best healer that I know. When we've had issues with people, as we were establishing the law, she was one of the few people who could definitely help people who were injured but not fully done. I mean, not everybody's head fully explodes. Sometimes your mind just melts a little bit.
Right.
But she potentially could do that. That would be my understanding of it. Yeah, sure. Just whatever.
Yes, please. A Pepsi, please. Well, that sounds wonderful. Right up the alley of the assistance that we could need. Is she frequently able to be found amongst the shops or her space?
She stays at the Ward Estate,
What does it?
generally,
Of course.
which you know where that is, particularly.
Thank you.
I can show you where it is.
Okay with that?
Yeah, it's fine. Never home.
Fuck, where did you come from? Jesus.
I actually put
Who is
some
this
on the
person?
actually put some on the page. I don't know if you saw it. Kind of in line with that.
It's one of my favorite memes.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see it?
Well, I know of it. I can see it. I know.
You weren't paying
Is
attention.
there anything else I can help you with? Did you just come here to find out how to not be blue anymore?
No, Lord Blackstone, we, as you might know, we got ourselves into a little bit of a bad spot,
Yeah, the Blackguard's keeping an eye on y'all.
of course.
As much as they can.
Understandable. Of course. And we are attempting to do something of greater good by rescuing the enslaved, enthralled members of the Black Betty. And are hoping to acquire Lady Ryland's healing services potentially, and hoping that it will do really the seas a greater good if we can get the Black Betty a little under control.
Yeah, just don't be hostile to people. Be careful with that. Don't take anything. Those are the rules.
Not taking no such
Other than
things.
that, we just kind of keep people from breaking common laws, like, don't unlock doors that are locked,
Oh yes,
because those are generally locked for a reason.
there's some locks are tougher than others.
It's one of those things where
I'm sorry.
the locks are in place for your protection more than for the protection of what the locks are there for.
I do greatly appreciate that.
More so just there to keep drunks from staggering in the wrong place.
But fortunately, we weren't drunk.
We were not.
We were not drunk.
No. But I would say that yes, Lady Ryland would be the best assistant for that. If not, she would know more about the island. I mean, there's people who come and go who speak with her, but she would probably be the one to speak to.
Thank you, Lord Blackstone. Always
Thank you
helpful.
for your time.
Absolutely. And I thank you for not making my job hard.
We will not.
It's certainly not our intentions.
Not well. Maybe
Not direct.
maybe you could use a bit of knowledge. I mean, there is obvious pamphlets, manuscripts. You might already know this, that the eye catcher fleet is approaching.
Yeah,
Zakenberg
they
Island.
mentioned that.
So, fair warning, but you already had it.
Yeah, we're preparing for the Brigandiers if we need it, if we're going to be dealing with them. Not a fan. Certain people here have retired from dealings with people like them, but we'll see
Retired.
Of course.
what we can do.
That being said, yes, we are just attempting to get the Black Betty parasite thing from spreading. So, no stealing, no hostility on the island.
Of course. Yes, I would go to Lady Ryland. Maybe not today. It's almost sunset. Might be. She's probably preparing dinner at this point. Unless you were expected, probably wouldn't bother her.
It's probably a good idea. Thank you.
I think we should heed your advice, because every time we get a great idea and do it on our own, it is less.
Unexpected consequences.
Right, that is it. Right.
Now, you know that you were basically told, like, you're welcome to come anytime you want. But, look, Blackstone. So, if you guys do want to try to move on it on the 30th, you can.
Because I'll say that.
We'll probably walk out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, he's just kind of coming to the
yeah.
front and talking to you guys, kind of in the gates open. I mean, most of these Lord Estates, the gates are open, and there's like one guard just chilling, maybe playing cards or a couple cards, talking, but nothing too extensive. It looks like it's kind of more of a formality, just kind of like, hey, just stay out of here.
Ooh.
Please piss off, thank you.
Yeah. We'll get out and like we're heading back. He's like, you know, I already have an open invitation to the Word Estate.
You do?
That to do.
Well. And you think you are not part of this crew?
We could, these are things that I was doing when you guys were attempted to secure a crew.
Well, fruits of your labor.
If we want to try it tonight, we can do it.
Would you be willing to be the front man on that?
Absolutely.
I will try to be less blue. I can't really use that.
You see if she can't fix it for you.
Well, that will be costly, I'm sure. I would much rather Laura Quinn first.
Nobody feels like that. I can't imagine it being too ridiculous. Anyways, we should head over there.
Fingers crossed. It's pretty bad. It started blue and then it got bluer somehow. Anyways.
So I got a question for you.
Really? I
Have
feel
you
like
learned anything from this?
I'm trying to.
Never mind.
That is the best answer I have. I'm sorry.
At about this point, you guys will be like, you're just kind of walking, and it's not that far because you literally are going from the Blackstone estate to the Ward estate.
Nice.
You pretty much walk around a building, and you walk in. You leave one building, you walk all the way around and all the way around, and you're like, he just kind of stops, and you're like, oh, this is the Ward estate.
Right here.
Alex, give me a history check with advantage.
History check. All right. 19.
You're noticing that the sculptures in this thing depict the Jinn lords.
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet, Moot, Geb, and
Ahmed, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. I don't have them written down from my notes on your sheet.
Amunet.
Amunet, yeah. All four of them, and they're all facing, and then there's a big fountain in the center.
Oh. This place
The
is...
ward is dead.
These are my people's gods. She kind of calms down from like her typical like put on demeanor and just kind of like.
And you see, like, all the statues just seem to be facing in at this fountain in the center of the courtyard, except for one, which is eerily looks like it's staring at you. And Geb's statue and you can see it's like it's looking to the fountain as they all are, but it just looks like it's just like slightly head turned towards you, and the eyes just seem to kind of stay on you.
Oh, damn.
Oh yes, I didn't know feeling closer to home would make me feel so.
Blue?
Rim
Shit. But yes, we will go with blue, please.
Well, that was well played.
One of the guards kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, good day. Are you here for supper?"
A supper. I appreciate the offer. Actually, we'd like to speak to Lady
Ryland?
Ryland. If she were available.
Yeah, they're preparing standard eating arrangements as last time.
We don't wish to interrupt her supper. We will wait until she's done eating.
When she's done, she'll be retiring for the evening, and it's going to be an event. There's enough for you all. Feel free to join.
Thank you.
And they're kind of going, and you'll see you enter into the main large entry chamber, and you'll see that again there's tables set up, and there's just food laced around the tables, and there's a couple people walking and talking and eating, and a few people you recognize, a few people you don't. The normal servants are all laid around, and they're kind of going through. You can see they're just kind of like cleaning up plates and stuff like that, but there's just food just laid out.
Because we'll get himself a small plate and look for Lady Ryland.
West will come up to you. Oh, are you looking to do more business, my friend?
Westward.
I do believe. That's amazing.
The funny thing was that
It's random.
it was random first name to an art like Ryland Ward was already established. And when I came up, I was like, "What's a random name for a son?" It's like West. I'm like,
Fuck yeah.
yeah, okay.
You gotta do that.
It's like it would work like that. Fucking great.
Good sir. I believe so, but I'm not yet fully prepared for making a purchase. We were actually hoping that we might gain audience with Lady Ryland.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's just speaking with some of the pirate lords right now, but it's an open mingling. feel free. But if you need to do any more trade, let me know.
Indeed, sir.
I heard you might be looking to get rid of more pearls, possibly.
In fact, I would be, yeah.
So let me know.
Oh. Twist some arms, why don't you?
A slightly older water ganassi will walk up to you. She kind of comes directly up to you. Get a blessing on you.
Quiz is just laughing.
Yes.
He's a resident smurf.
She just sighs, sort of defeated, just kind of at a loss for words. Like, just really,
Dejected.
yeah, just defeated, deflated. Like, completely out of character for her. Just, yeah, like nothing. She won't even, she's having a hard time even making eye contact, just kind of like staring at the ground. It is.
We call it a self-inflicted injury.
A rough time to favor one not so benevolent.
I find that the oceans carry a much finer bounty, and you look around, and of course, all the food that's prepared here, and you'll probably love this too. It's all like different like snails and crabs and fish, and like all different delicacies from like the ocean, like really odd things that weird textures and stuff like that, but lots of butter and garlics and stuff like that. Works pretty well.
I have been spoken to about Moot's blessing, and I am aching for study, connection with someone who maybe could offer me that. Are you such person?
I understand the blessings of Moot. Absolutely.
I don't have
And
much
she'll pull out
to
and
offer.
lays out, and it's a symbol that it's kind of different because it's the symbol of Moot, but you can tell it's like a symbol of Moot, and behind him you have all four symbols. So it's a symbol of the four elements with Geb and
Amunet.
Akhmet, and then Amunet, yeah, and then of course Sekhmet and Moot. Yeah. So it has all of those, and then but then Moot is in the front, like almost like multiple layers, like it's almost like maybe like a glass over it, and then that one's on the front and a gemstone. She'll kind of like pull forth this like you recognize as a holy symbol you've seen. And you've seen the separate, but you haven't seen all of them together like this. Because I do understand the ways of our gods and the blessings of Moot.
I am finding myself sinking in the sands of promises falling short, threats, emptiness, loneliness as dry as the desert itself. And I have been humbled by my friends to realize that there are better ways to live and to provide for my people, and any opportunity you could provide to help educate me, I was pay what I could.
And we can help you. I will help you understand the balance. For if you are in the desert with nothing but sand around, there is no blessing of Geb. If you, well, when you wake up, you would pray for a day's worth of air. But if you had a day's worth of air between you and the ground, with nothing but gravity in between, it would not be a blessing, rather a quick demise. If you are out in the ocean, motes can be very consuming. And even just a little bit of just a little bit of mud. Ammonet is just a little bit of ammonet goes a very long way when his blessings touch his flesh.
Please pardon me.
You are very blue.
It is.
Is this something you wish to change?
It is. Is not desirable.
Something we could potentially do. I would have to look into what's going on.
I could tell you the cause may help.
What's that?
I partook of an illegal substance at sea. Dragon blood. And this was an effect that happened multiple times.
Yeah, you're probably looking at it's probably a curse in your flesh. Probably take a few days of casting to remove it, but I could probably do that. And she'll cast a spell. You see her eyes just kind of glow for a moment. And say 1 pearl and they will make you no longer blue.
I don't have any more of those.
But I do. Also, we are looking to break the spell. To release a thrall. We need,
What sort of thrall? Like someone who is enthralled?
yes, we need 3 high-level spells cast. What were they again?
Regenerate, heal, and greater restoration.
You're looking
3
to
days.
rebuild the mind of somebody who's been
It is.
psychically controlled.
You understand this?
That's what we're looking
Yes.
I do. This is something I can do. These spells are expensive.
We
I will need
understand.
to trade some diamonds beforehand. But I think I could trade you 3 pearls a day for 3 castings. That will cover the diamonds I need to destroy to cast these spells and my inability to cast. But do that. 9 pearls.
It's
Should sum it up
10
perfectly.
to get rid of the blue. The 10th to get rid of the blue.
Yeah, 10 pearls, and we'll make sure that she's no longer blue. It may take a few days, but I'll do it until she's no longer, or until you leave.
No leaving.
That one's easier.
Blue. I can swing that.
Okay. 10 pearls, and just bring me who it is. Do you need this person to be held temporarily?
Believe we have a way to hold this person. But,
Yes, we do.
But what would you suggest?
Well, I mean,
Well, this person is not really willing, probably not going to be willing to come, but they will be grateful that it's broken once it is.
No, of course they wouldn't be willing. If it's what it is, and my magics being what they were, I would be able to detect if it was what you're saying it would be. But if they're under the control of a mind flayer or an elder brain,
That one.
then we could. Well, an elder brain is, well, still a mind flayer, but it's just a grouping of them. I would insist on keeping them in my personal my personal cell, just to make sure that they're fine.
Absolutely.
I would bring this person, hold them, cast the spells on them for 3 days and reshape their mind. Something I can do.
Is there any ways we can make ourselves useful to you in this time? Or myself, at least? Services?
Not that I necessarily know. I mean, I can get you in touch with some people who could help you with some reading.
I would be grateful.
If you truly wish to do something good.
Piece of blue.
She'll cast it. She goes through and she'll cast the spell, and you see she casts remove curse on you, and the blue hue just kind of fades a little bit. Now you're seeing a little bit of distinction between like shades of blue.
Like cracks and
So there's like, well, it's like your eyes have like different slight variations of shades of blue, where there's like darker blues and lighter blues. It's all the same color, but there's like hues to it now.
Starting to peel like a sunburn.
Mhm.
Fitting.
That's steep. But absolutely, I would need to trade out for some diamonds. I would need the payment in advance, and if for any reason you could not deliver, the payment would still be towards me reserving and preparing spells and holding things in hand.
We can do that.
So she'll call over Warden and he'll be like, yeah, 10 pearls.
Good.
I'll go through and he'll go start trading out for some diamond dust and such. She goes, when did you want to do this?
Well, we are hoping to start tonight. I understand you were probably going to be done for the night, but time is of the essence.
I was going to read for a few hours and understand. If we're going to do 3 days back to back, today might as well be one of them. You can go and bring this person to me if you have the means. Be careful not to injure them, as
Absolutely.
could be dangerous.
No popping, as they say.
For sure.
And you just came across a thrall of Melderbrain?
Try 10.
10 thralls.
Indeed. We
Yeah.
have
We were temporarily enthralled ourselves.
potentially. I think that us being expendable means they weren't putting quite as much effort into us.
That definitely makes sense. I can see that.
But I think that many of us feel like we owe it to the crew, as we are sure the real people are in there somewhere. They don't deserve to be puppeted.
Definitely not.
Now, if they wanted to travel with another brain of their own free wills and whatever, but I don't think that is the case.
Well,
They should at least have the choice, right?
if there are 10, just know that if you absolutely needed, I could do 3 castings per day of the spells needed.
I think we have to try with this one individual first. I believe that will give us a good parameter on whether the rest of the crew would be willing to do this.
If we could even come up with a plan to get them on the land.
I mean, if there's 10, that could work too, because I could do 1, see how it is, and that leaves 9. And I can do 3 over the next 3 days. 3 sets, so long as you can afford the materials.
It is pricey, but worth it. Alright, I think we should maybe
We'll go see what we can do about gathering up this individual.
Say hello to the individual.
Of course. Yeah,
We appreciate your
best
attention
of
to
luck
this matter.
you. Of course.
I did island thank you.
Absolutely. You guys head off. Where do you want to go to?
And his way up Quizzle. Good evening, Westward.
Absolutely.
Good evening, Westward.
Absolutely. Moon's blessing on you.
Moon's blessing on you. Jesus.
Did you say blues blessing on you?
Moots.
Oh,
Moot.
my bad.
Spelled M.
That is B-L-U-E.
No, M-U-T. Moot.
Has it got the umlauts over it?
I don't think so. They are in blood. I think.
So you guys head
What
back over
What,
to
what exactly did you have for your knockout concoction?
What did I have?
I fucking said.
I think those were words that came out of his mouth. Yeah.
What do you mean, what did I have?
What did you have for a knockout concoction?
So he has a vial. He has
That's what I was going to say. It was the vial.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know what you were asking. I
And
thought
the
you were
vials are
asking,
corked.
I thought you were asking me what I had while I was knocked out. That's what I said. Or something. My bad.
He has this little device
Phrasing
as
is
well
important.
that looks like it looks like just like a little pump, and it's got two little needles into it. So it looks like a pump that pumps in and goes down into a needle, and then a needle that comes up and points forward. And you basically just, if you were to stick it into a vial and squeeze, whatever's in that vial is going to get pushed out that front needle, and you just can squirt somebody, but it's only going to really squirt once per vial.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I reckon the chances of us finding Lorquin should be fairly well here in the tavern.
I think you would know better than the rest since you spoke with
I
her.
did speak with her. I don't know if she'd be back, but that's where I'd start looking.
At least try to find one of these three.
Might I have one of your concoctions for this?
Produce one.
Take it.
Quiz. I don't think I have given you one of these yet. The earring of message.
Okay.
You can use these to communicate with us if we are within range.
What is the range?
We will stay
150 feet.
150 feet.
I'm pretty sure it's 150 feet.
Message 120 feet. We will stay close by, and if you need us, just whisper, and it will use up to 5 times a day, and it recharges over time.
That'll work. Then,
Give me a insight.
And she'll also hand one to Norin and to.
how about a 23?
You're realizing that when you were talking to that guy, he kept touching an earring that actually looked kind of similar
Who, Jim?
to Jim.
Yeah.
There was a few times where he touched an earring that
Fucking
looked
Jim.
similar to that one.
Sneaky fucking
We'll
Jim.
call him Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he would be a sneaky fucker, wouldn't he?
Jim. Your name,
Jim.
is Jim.
Okay, then gonna
Oh, my name is Jim.
head over to the
People call me
walk out of the
Jim.
housing area there and walk down to where he was in the bar with Lortman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Walk in and take a quick look around. Is she there?
You're going to the landlord or the lawmaker's inn?
The landlord, I believe, is where he was talking to her, wasn't he?
You actually spoke to her. It would have been no. You talked to her at the Driftwood Tradery. That has the tavern in the middle
Okay.
with all the shops
All
around.
right, yeah, okay. We'll go there.
Yeah, you go in. She's at the bar. speaking to. She's sitting there, and then on the stool next to her, decent stool, but standing up on the stool, just barely seeing over the top of the bar, is a little owl, and she's just talking with him.
He's gonna step back out, put on his helm,
Mm-hmm.
change in appearance, and walk inside. Looks like a mage.
Looks like a mage.
Walk inside. Walks over.
Look over.
Stands next to her on the other side of the owl.
Mm-hmm.
So, owl, her, mage.
Chronopolis. Interesting.
Yes, indeed. We were under the impression that at one time you were accompanied on your ship by an individual named Quiz.
We found somebody drifting. They became hostile and attacked one of your ships. They're set up here now.
We believe that this individual is the cause of the loss of one of our ships.
I believe he's the cause of the loss of 2 of your ships. To the best of my knowledge.
Ooh. That bitch. I was gonna say, it's like getting railroaded, dude. Shit.
It has also come to our knowledge that you have been recently in contact with this individual.
They came to this island. Surrounding somewhere.
We are having difficulty finding this individual.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty reaching out to him as well. It's probably magically hidden by some roots. Rats are good at hiding.
They tend to be. If you happen to become in contact with this individual, would you be willing to alert us?
Yeah, I didn't know Chronopolis had a ship here. But
We are trying to keep that out of his perception.
okay, well, if I can't find you, I can't, but I could attempt to reach
I
out to you
have
via
a way
sending.
for you to find me. It's a little trinket, just like a little piece of a stick.
Mm.
All you have to do is break that in his presence, and I will appear. You know what I am, yes?
You should pull. Interesting. Tuck it into her pocket.
You know what I am, yes?
Yeah. I have an idea.
You know who I am?
No. I believe you're a Majan.
I love this. My name is Majan Smith.
I love it.
I knew you were talking like that. I could hear it. I'm like,
Just waiting for it. Slow pitch.
I have to do that.
I love it. Okay, well,
Like it.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Smith, I didn't know was a common name for Majan, but I'm going to reach out to
The
you.
most common.
Majan
In a
Smith.
world of Anakins and all those other weird names, Luke is quite the weird name, as is Smith.
Right, Smith's a common name. But not, I guess, maybe from Majan. Sadly, I didn't get to visit Chronopolis. We went to Dark Shore instead.
Yes, we were attempting to take your ship to Chronopolis so that you could have been tried. We have since realized it is this individual that we are looking for.
Okay. Well, I hope you find him.
I plan to with your assistance.
I'm hearing a lot of, asks, but not a lot of tells. What's in it for me?
You don't have to make an unexpected trip to Chronopolis.
Well, you are on Drakengard Island, and You are alone.
The beautiful thing about me is there is so many of me.
Well, then why don't each one of you pull a coin out of your pockets, put them all into one bag, and when the bag is heavy enough that you can't carry it, maybe you can afford to tell me what to do.
So I take it you will not cooperate.
I will cooperate. I won't cooperate for free. The one thing I know the most about Chronopolis is that you have the coin to back whatever it is you're trying to do. So,
You are quite correct. We also have the coin to crush anything that stops us from doing it.
wonderful. Then use that coin to crush Quiz. I'm in no way tied to this person. He's not part of my ship. We found him drifting and brought him to the next shore.
You have been in contact with this individual.
You can believe all you want. Believe what you wish. I told you he's on this island. He's a sneaky little guy. He could be under the table as far as I know.
Could very well be.
Interesting.
What's the owl doing?
He's kind of looking back at you. You can see he's looking at you and he's going through and he's looking down and he'll look over and it's interesting. It's almost like you're not here right now.
I'm quite definitely here.
Yeah, but you're not like here.
Very much so here.
Yeah, but we know everything here. I can tell you that there's 38 people in this bar right now. But you're not standing next to me.
In fact, I am.
You are. So that tells me you're either an illusion and you're somewhere else, which will touch you,
Touches him.
but you're quite solid, which tells me that you're protecting yourself some way, because your mind's not here. Because we know every intelligent mind within 5 miles, and this isn't a big island.
Have you ever seen one of these? Pull that little thing.
The squirter.
Oh,
Chill.
fuck me, dude.
Damn, you totally could have thrown the good as yelling if you're
There's
able
a
to.
small chance, but I doubt it, because luckily you went for lower Quinn. Collections. I literally rolled as good as I possibly could have rolled, but you know what? That one's not an automatic save. So let's see what her con is.
Are we all kind of?
We're nearby. We're pretty much just outside.
Because I mean, she's gonna.
Don't
know my
think
face
she has
for
the
sure.
capability of saving. Oh, I don't need that. I need Black Betty.
Touches the ring. I could use a little distraction.
Laura Quinn has a huge con, obviously. Bard. She has a plus 0 to that save, and 20 does not make it.
Next, grab your
She
gun.
could have done. You'll see. She just kind of.
He reaches over and
Swamp.
catches her. I believe you've had too much to drink.
What are you doing, my friend? What is
You
you doing?
He was
Anybody?
gonna go
What's
inside,
going
and of course, after telling Net, like, break out your gong, she's got her lyre, and it's the percussive loud, and she's gonna pretend to be a traveling
There's
music
a-
troupe.
There's a
coming
guy
in.
on stage. He's like, "Hey, I'm already playing over here. How are you guys doing?" A couple of the people stand up in the bar and they're looking over.
It's a playoff battle of the bands.
I'm gonna help Quiz carry
Yeah,
Laura
she's
Quinn
kinda
out.
like carrying
loud
around.
as
She just
shit.
looks drunk and she's just like, and you're just carrying out. Like, hey, they're taking my friend. What's going on? What's going on? They're taking my friend, and he follows you out
That's
on
what
the
I was gonna
streets.
say. Is he
There's this little owl that's like flying like keeping pace, flying along side of them.
She's gonna message you and say, spray him.
You're gonna so you can pull up in a vial and make an attack with it. You don't. I mean, you'd have to take the thing from him and plug it in and try to spray him too. But if you want to just grab a vial and try to splash him, you can. It'd be a spell attack. It's not going to be that hard. Or I mean, it wouldn't be a spell attack, but it'd just be an attack roll. It's not going to be that hard because it's a contact poison. You don't have to like get through his leather straps. So you gotta go splash him.
Inspiration still or no?
He does. You do have
Could
an
if you
inspiration.
wanted.
Okay.
So you can re-roll once.
If you wanted.
Find one that works.
Find
man.
one that has a 1 on it still. That'll be enough, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. So you splatter him, and he
So I'm just gonna
I think has a
just grab
better
him
one.
and then
Tentacle arms. Yeah, but your tentacle arms do damage too, though, don't they?
they don't have to.
Okay.
Keep him under control. You don't want to damage
I
him.
mean, if I like grab somebody and like ram them into a wall or something like that.
Oh, that's a 5. He's not going to save either way, yeah. So he just kind of just collapses down.
And now Net and I are locked in a battle of the bands.
And the guy's not like battling. He's just like, come on, guys, wait your turn.
And then you could just on the way out, just back out, keep playing as you're backing out.
Yeah. And as soon as it seems like it's clear, we just kind of awkward back out.
These fucking drunks. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to make music like I do. Where were we? And he starts playing.
We are the most obnoxious fucking people in this goddamn island. It's amazing.
You guys,
Just
but
make
you
it-
guys
make
are
it friends everywhere we
walking
go.
over, and the guy kind of walks up to you and goes, "You supposed to be kidnapping people?"
We're not kidnapping anybody. We're taking them to Lady.
You didn't walk in that building.
No, he's still standing there as Major.
Yes, I saw you guys together. I'm literally supposed to be watching you. It's my job.
Talk to Lord Blackstone as well as Lady Ryla. This is
This is
Prearranged.
our project with Lady Right.
we are attempting to heal these people.
Are you bringing them to Lord
Yes.
Lady
Yes.
Ryland?
We are.
Right now.
Good. Let's go.
Alright.
And he'll pull out his sword. And he'll follow behind you guys like,
All right, come on, man, that's not
How the
necessary.
fuck did I get the short straw to follow these fuckers?
Right? And he's like, God damn it, everywhere these fuckers go.
like, it can't just be on drunk watch. I have to follow these guys.
Drunk watch, you can at least play cards.
Right?
Just make sure the dude doesn't die in his sleep or
doesn't
something.
Drown in his own vomit.
Yeah.
You bring the two to the Ryland estate. They bring them in. They set them into a small area. She says, "Do they have any means of escape?"
Not that I know of. They have one other companion I know of that tends to travel with them on land. But Lord Quinn, she's the feisty one. She's the one I think would have the most capability to get back to the ship.
You know, you have seen Aiken is capable of wild shaping.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's a difference.
This one here is a druid. He can change shape. Potentially meld into wood, stone. I don't know the full extent, but also he flies, of course.
And see what we can do. She'll go through and set up binds and stuff like that for him. Try to get them all set. Put them in the little area. Did you want to do both of them now then, or just one? I know you were going to bring one, but clearly you have two.
Yeah, it's the way that things worked out. Let's put it out to do.
Probably best this week to do anyway.
Okay.
That is true. The both of them, I suppose.
She will pull out some a little bag and pulls out some diamond dust, and you watch she cast a spell. And when she casts a spell, they seem to kind of go through. She has them shackled down. Casts a spell, and you watch they're just kind of wince a little bit. They're going through. She casts another spell, and you see this light, just blue waves into kind of like this energy blue waves wash over them. And then she casts another one of
That's
those
good. That's good, right?
sprinkles. She sprinkles dust, and as you watch
The
the
blue waves.
diamond dust coats over top of them, and they kind of come to, and they're like, "What's going on?" She's like, "What have you done to me? Why does my head hurt?"
Knock him out again.
Oh, it's you guys. I should have known.
We are here to help, Laura Quinn.
May not seem that way now, but trust.
Lady Rylan will step back and go close the gate, and when she locks the gate, you'll see she'll set out a little stone and on the edge of the lock, and when she sets it out, you just don't hear anything. Just goes dead quiet. Laura Quinn seems to be, she's talking, but you're not hearing anything. She'll walk, kind of guide you over. Once you get a little ways away, she goes, that's as much as I can ward the place. They'll be in silence, so I don't have to deal with them. Hopefully that'll stop some of their magics. Those are dimensional shackles, so they won't be able to really travel too much. Hopefully that holds them in place for now.
Are you in agreement that they are thralls?
No, but I can spend some time. They seem to have something there. The magic took hold, like there was something. They're not injured, but there's an ailment there, for sure. We'll continue this for the next 2 days, and if nothing else comes along, then
If you need any more financial compensation, we can do
well,
that.
you paid for one. I'd need 9 more pearls for the second.
Indeed.
Maybe we just call it 10 pearls. And I make sure the guards keep quiet about what they saw today.
That would be awesome, because this place has some really loose lips.
And so
Make it 10.
she'll take another 10 and I'll cover it.
That is so pricey, but so worth it.
I'm not done spending money on these fuckers.
They were quick. They were like right there. They were like, they knew.
Who is that?
The guard.
The guard who's been like off in the
following us,
distance
yeah.
following you guys, but none of you guys have an amazing passive perception. So the
No.
guard who's just kind of staying off to the background,
We have no.
like
No,
we've got a
it's-
14 is the best passive. No, I'm
18.
sorry, you have an 18 passive perception now instead of 17. But still, he's back here. I mean, with minor rolls, he can go through and doesn't take too much to get
Yes.
above an 18.
Passive perception.
Sorry, you are
14, which is
18
real
now.
great.
And that's 14 and 15. That is right. So at points you probably would have had a minor feel like that guard that's walking there seems familiar, but you also know that
They're everywhere.
there's
And they're
black
probably
guard
gonna
everywhere.
bonus anyway,
And
so-
all the black, every time you guys walk by, the black guard just look at you guys and like,
Thank you, fuckers. It's like,
The full head shake
occasionally
like
one of them will like,
motherfuckers.
you walk by and then one of them pulls
Piss
out a
them
card.
all
and
off,
looks
but
at you
not
guys
enough
like,
to get ourselves killed.
yeah.
Yep. We are those people. Right. Infamous. So this.
Absolutely. So, Osneek's somewhere.
Sneaky little bugger.
And something knows that there was a void talking to them. But you guys return. The rest of the 30th comes to a conclusion. Net will look to you and go, we never really got to talking about it. How do we feel about the Secret Keepers? Where do we line up with them as a potential crew? They seem skilled. They know how to do stuff and magic. I mean,
They meet all of our current requirements, but I just don't know how good any of the other ones are still.
what do we want to look into tomorrow?
That's all. Honestly, maybe a little bit bigger than we need. 30 members, 26 people.
Also, they worship an evil god. Yeah. I know it is not necessarily my place to bring that up, but
Yeah, we might not want to get back into that again, but
yeah, if we are making preparations, maybe
if we're going to get a crew that's a pirate crew, though, what pirates aren't going to somewhat worship at least kind of evil god?
I mean, that is true also. We are on a pirate island.
We can get some of the sailor types, but I mean, we can just look into it. What are we thinking? So we've got the Faceless, the Bolds, Sabotage, the Noblemen, the Failures, the Eternals. What do we want to look into tomorrow?
The bolts might be capable gunners and
I
fighters.
think the Bolts might be enthusiastic, but
I'm sure Mickey would support the
unless they
decision.
have something else going on that we don't know about, I don't. I think they're about the weakest option.
Mickey will just like glance at you.
Not for lack of their enthusiasm.
Legendary things come in small packages.
They do.
I am legendary. Starts reading his book. So,
That is the nice of the house cat. You be careful, Quiz. She says jokingly.
some people say the Bolds, you say not the Bolds, but saying not the Bolds because they might not be the best thing we could do is find out more about them. So, you've not offered a different option.
That's true.
What would you say other than not the Bolts? Because not the Bolts is a vote for the Bolts, technically. As I'm looking for names.
All right. Then we'll look at this Sabotage.
Sabotage? Wanna look into Sabotage?
I mean, they are
Sounds good to me.
probably very capable fighters. I mean,
Bunch
well,
of beasts.
I mean,
Is that the
I
ones?
mean,
Like they're all
Lizard,
different.
bugbear, minotaur. Their captain's a big old shark dude.
this shark is really cool.
Big old shark man.
I've sent many a lizard folk together.
That might be awkward, yeah.
I can also. Well, those are red lizard folk, though. These are.
That's true. Very much from up
The
north.
mostly
They were
green lizard
pretty
folk.
evil.
Yeah.
So they got what was going
With
It's like, are you guys being
mentioning
racist again?
the secret keepers,
What was
we have the secret keepers who. You mentioned that it might be too many.
Is that the kobolds? I'm sorry.
The
Coming out
secret
of
keepers
that's
are
the
the
bolts.
Vecna
Oh, the bolts,
worshippers.
Yeah, the worshippers.
We could always potentially try to get an extra room added to the ship, depending on how many of those things you can keep pulling out. 'Cause you just keep pulling them out.
Got a few more.
Holy
I
Lord.
mean, if we got a
The pros.
little extra
Yeah,
hold,
extra
we wouldn't have
dimensional
to worry,
space on
and
the
we
ship.
could have more room for.
Activities.
We could always
people.
use some extra space, I suppose.
Just maybe an option, maybe, and then we wouldn't have to worry about breaking up a crew. We'd have replacements if somebody were to be injured or
And they
something.
could take shifts.
We'd have
It is
we could
true.
break up shifts and we can be like, hey, instead of 3 8-hour shifts, we're running 4 6-hour shifts. A little easier, little less work on the crew. Maybe make it easier for them.
Well, more people would make us a little bit more effective than our current rivals.
But
If we can get more done than the Black Betty, I think
idle
we'll
hands
more
are
distance
the
we could put there.
devil's tools. Leaving them not tired and sit around and bitch about their grievances.
I just
is a way for mutiny.
my only concern is, like, let's say we needed 20 people. The secret keepers, there's 26 of them. If we only take 20 and we tell 6 of them to kick rocks, what if the 7th one that we didn't tell to kick rocks is actually brothers with the other one and they didn't tell us because, well, they keep secrets, and then dude now has a vendetta against me.
That's true.
The strength of a crew is that it's a crew, that they works together, it's solid. If we break that up, then we lose that. Just a thought. Maybe
Okay, no,
If you-
that's a very good point.
find a way to get us a little extra space.
Just
No
a
questions
London
asked,
place.
just whatever,
I know a place called Extra Space.
You do.
Available.
extra space available. I am tired.
Sleep well, Captain.
I like the hat. Days feel longer.
You are doing a lot more with your hours, Captain.
Yes. He'll go and lay down. He goes, well, was that a vote for sabotage then? Are we going to vote sabotage bolts? What are our thoughts?
I think everyone is interested in sabotage, at least a little bit.
I'm
Start there.
definitely interested in sabotage. And there. Literally, he like looks out the window, and you can see
the
their
camp.
camp there. You see this. There's a minotaur just standing there, like in front of the fire, warming himself, just full naked minotaur. But they have like tents and stuff like that. But he's just there warming himself.
It's an odd thing to do on a hot desert island, but okay.
It's a little drafty out there, especially if you're not wearing clothing. Plus, I mean, bovine are always ones that are in full mass in heat, usually.
Give me perception.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, he's drying off. He was in the water doing something.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, he was probably in the water. Yeah.
Naked in the water.
You gotta go take a swim.
Whatever. Well, we will. We've got about 8 minutes till about that time, but there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. Laura Quinn isn't going to be reaching out to somebody new because she's incapable of casting this sending spell. But you guys will be waking up. It'll be the 31st. The 31st is the day known as the Great Compromise. It's a celebration of compromise for the better good, for the good of all, and the change of the seasons and the change of day and night. Originally, after the Dawn War, the gods kind of stepped up, and Pelor was like, cool, I'm going to bestow summer upon the land. And he made the land summer. And the Raven Queen was like, no, I'm going to bestow winter upon the land. And Coralon was like, no, spring. And Sahanine was like, it should be autumn. And of course, Pelor as well was like, it should also be day. And Sahanine was like, no, it should be night. And they were fighting, and Avandra, the goddess of change, came up and was like, how about we just have it all, and time will change, and we'll have half day and half night, and you guys will cycle it, and we'll have winter, and it'll warm to spring, and warm to summer, and cool to autumn, and cool to winter. And she created basically the revolving seasons and time of the material plane. And it's a celebration of that. And coming up and realizing, like, even though you may be like, I think it should be night all the time, you have to realize, well, there's benefits to it being day sometime. So that is the holiday that you are going to be walking into. You'll be looking into sabotage, figuring out how you want to go about that, and we'll go from there. So, just because I feel like that's a good stopping point, we can call it there for the night.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Rather than starting into another day and dealing with that. Your spells are cast. She knows how to do it, so as soon as the new day starts, she'll go and she'll cast the spells. You'll get a message sent to you. Cast the spells. Something seems to be taking effect. We won't know for sure until tomorrow morning, though.
Damn.
And you have the day ahead of you. Figure out what you want to do with the fact that Osneek is probably around here somewhere. You guys still see the little rowboat they came in on, but not really sure.
Was that another member of the crew?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Osneek was the Cancun member.
It's been so long, I couldn't remember everything.
But so you have that. So we will pick up there. We thank you guys for watching us. We will cut off there. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts, what you'd be doing, what crew do you want to look into, things like that. Just comment, whatever. How would you go about trying to gather information on the crew? What would you do about trying to deal with the Black Betty? And we will see you guys all next Tuesday for Weave Blight,
Yes, indeed.
and next Wednesday for the continuation of Oceanbound and the Great Compromise. And now I'm going to go shut off the cameras.
Peace out.